Do you know what Labyrinth of Touhou is? You probably do. Have you ever played Labyrinth of Touhou? You probably haven't. Did you know there's 3 of them? That's wrong. There's only 2. There's the 3rd in the making. There's a demo, and I'm going to play it. I have to install it first, which I forgot to do, because I am a jackass. Very good. I'm sorry, I noticed the patch notes for Danmaku Kagura. You can now do 4 key on higher difficulties. That's actually pretty cool. I know it won't be as hard, but it means I can actually play them on controller. Because controller puts inputs that aren't possible on controller for Lunatic Renaissance. Okay, Labyrinth of Touhou, try the Dreaming Girls and the Mysterious Orb. Do I know anything about this game? No. Not even remotely. We're gonna give it a shot. Lunatics randomizer is an enemy randomizer, but it randomizes globally. I don't know what that means. Also, I completely forgot I had that, but I also want to try that one too. A Lunatics randomizer seems really cool. I would love to check that out. I got a lot of things I want to check out right now, but the first thing we're gonna do is this. Are you ready? Because I'm not. I'm really not ready for this. Same enemy will always be randomized to the same other enemy. Oh, so you mean like they're not randomized by room, they're randomized by actual enemy. So if the enemy is like Cannon Fairy, that'll get randomized, and all Cannon Fairies will be replaced as all Cannon Fairies will get replaced as whatever replaces it. That seems like it could be a fucking nightmare though. Like what if you roll like fucking Raijin? Are their levels scaled based on area, or are they just like the default enemy based on location? Because that seems impossible, actually. If your first like room is just all the Tanukis get turned into Raijin, and you have to deal with Raijin in the first room. Okay, hold on. Where'd the game go? Look at this game. So what do I know about Labyrinth of Touhou? I know that it's an especially long, lengthy, and possibly grindy, confusing, annoying, piece of shit video game. Yep. And the odds of me enjoying it are pretty low. But, oh, there's no controller support. That's good. Options. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Change controls. Keyboard. There is gamepad. What? Hmm? Hmm? Why is my gamepad not registering? Register my gamepad, bitch. Hmm? Bro. Hello? Control it. Control. My controller doesn't work. And I don't think it's because my controller doesn't work, because this game is bad. Okay, well, alright, cool. Should I have clicked new game? What? 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 Whoa, so, whoa, wait a second. Slow your roll. What? Spell. Use spells you've learned. Spells cost MP, and some may have special conditions, such as only usable on turns divisible by X. Oh no. What kind of condition is that? Perform a basic attack costing no MP. Characters with higher attack will attack with physical, while characters with higher magic will attack with mystic. Focus to restore a bit of MP and buff your next attack. MP gain depends on your MP regen stat. Take a defensive stance and increase your defense in mind by 15% until you take an attack. Additionally, reducing 15% of that attack's damage. Retreat. End the battle. You can always run barring event battles, but running costs 3 times the TP. Change your character's positions. Check ally and enemy stats and resist and view description of special conditions. Okay. Nightmare Foot Soldier. Nightmare Foot Soldier. Elemental resists. Ailment resists. Debuff resists. Resources drop. What? 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 Spell. Shuriken. Attack power magic 132%. Accuracy modifier -6. Post-use delay 6500. Oh, I've just learned that this game was not intended for me. Consumes 3 occult power. Enemy guard factor -50%. Pyramids. Upon an enemy afflicted with an occult, pyramids debuff taking damage from an attack. The attacker will gain 3% attack, defense, magic, mind, speed. Any unit can also possess a single occult buff debuff at the time. Each type of occult buff debuff has 12% chance to wear off at the start of the owner's turn. Upon you... What? They're very strong, so that's not a good idea. Alright, slap him. He's also very strong. What is the 10,000? 10,092. Fuck it. Just throw a water ball at him. Oh, it said it was very strong. 22% reduction. But it did 1,200, so he's dead. Okay. Final whoa. Basic melee attack. He shot me. Okay. Terror attack. Very strong. Not... What? TRR 10,000 divided by 60%. TRR resisted, success 36%. What does that mean? How can I have a magic stat of 1,400 and an evasion of 2? Please explain. MP 12. Alright, well then, do it again. I missed? How did I miss? What? How the fuck did you miss? 98 accuracy. Wait, I get a turn again anyway? Level 40. Accuracy modifier -6. So you need a 92% chance to hit. And I missed. Okay, he's dead. Dun 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 dun. Upon an ally possessing an occult, Nazca Alliance buff starting their turn. They restore 6 HP. Any unit can possess single occult buff debuff. The type of occult has 12% chance to wear out at the start of the owner's turn. I afflicted him with pyramids. What does that mean? It means I get bonus damage now. Basic Dam Maku attack. Get him again. Does it stack or is it just 3%? Is it 3% per stack or is it just you get 3% each time? I assume it's per stack. Victory. Money 114. EXP. Battle chain 0. EXP bonus 0. Money bonus 0. Drop rate bonus 0. TP down to 10. Drat, I just can't shake 'em. The dark curtain of late night has already finished its slow descent upon the world, yet this forest was wrapped in an ultramarine that stretches as deep as the empty sky. Deep within the forest, where all that would normally tickle your eardrums would be the rustling of the leaves, much akin to the quiet breathing of sleeping monsters, an intense, incongruous uproar could be heard. Don't let her out of your sight. Keep pursuing her until she's cornered. Ungya. There in the forest was a girl single-mindedly running away from something. Behind her was a group of otherworldly monsters trying to rouse her into the open like hunters in pursuit, their unsteady forms flickering like mirages. You guys just don't know when to give up. I'm getting so sick of this. Stop her while you've got her. Don't you dare let her get away until I get there. Damn it. Again, I'm in big trouble here. I'm seriously running out of options. Fine then, I really feel like I'm just playing further and further into their hands, but I'll just have to take them out again. That's enough. Come at me, you mooks. Gang up on me all you want. I'll show you just what happens when weaklings like you try to mess with the main character. Who, you? You're not the main character, are you? God, I hope not. Enemy encounter. Oh, we're doing this again? Okay. Paper card! Wah! Terror attack. Terror resist success. 80% damage penetration. Can you read? No, not really. Alright, slap him. It's a 2-hit KO. Yeah. Bye-bye. Geez, how many times does that make it? Sure, they're just mooks, but there's no end to these things. I gotta stop messing around and letting them slow me down. Okay, I have to keep running. If I really am against Gensokyo, then Reimu must be here, and Yukari too. Anyone's fine, I don't care. I just have to tell someone. Come on, Sumireko, your legs haven't given out yet. Keep going, you're a solitary genius. You're the main character who's gonna unravel the mysteries of fantasy. If I can just get out of here and get help from someone, I win. Oh, is that me? Whoa. Whoa. That's me, the main character. Challenge level 30. I'm not level 30. I'm level 40. Wait. Please get out of the way. Huh? Oh geez, there's more of them around that corner. Ugh, they're just gonna surround me if I dawdle. I got no choice. I'm gonna strike first before you can surround me. Bakana. Wait, that's a nightmare disciple. You forgot the spells, streamer. Wait, they got so little HP. They're not even strong. Those ones aren't even strong. They're in the back row. Focusing. Very strong. 0 damage. Miss. Okay. Focusing. 1 damage. 1 damage. Focusing. Okay. Focusing. Well, I appear to be losing MP because I'm afraid of something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm terrified, which costs me MP. But they're doing like 0 damage, so who cares? I'll stop being scared now. I'll have my MP back. Do I need it? Maybe. Never hurts to have it, I'd say. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, nice. That went well. Good one, Sumireko. This should just open up a hole in the group that got around me. Have to make some progress, even if it's just a little. It's fine, nothing to worry about. With everything that's going on, I'm sure Raymond and the others must have caught on and are looking for me right now. Why would they not look for me, the main character? So I gotta keep going and give it my best too. Don't give up, Sumireko. You can do this. She's gone squirrely. She's gone squirrely. She's losing her fucking mind. Running around in the dark. Blech. Ugh, these ones actually look pretty strong, unlike the mooks from before. I wish they were a way around them, but there's not, so that leaves me with only one choice. Move aside, monsters. There's high schoolers coming through, and she's real short on time. Well, that guy's kind of big. Ow. That fucking hurt, you dick. Focusing. It doubles my next move. Okay. That hurt. Watch this. Cha! That didn't do very much. And now I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? This guy? No, I don't think so. That did more damage. No, it didn't actually. It did less damage. Not what I call a double. Alright, hold still. I'm clicking focus until I have MP. I'm clicking focus until I have MP. I may not be a veteran at video games like this, but I can tell you one thing. If you are given a free opportunity to restore your MP or HP without the use of consumables, you will take that. Or I will take that, because I hate using consumables. Because they're consumables. There, I won. Yeah, monsters like that aren't too tough for me. I can still keep up. Oh, it's great that I beat them and all, but this was another dead end. Ha ha ha, that's not great, huh? That's right, this is a dead end. It sure took you a while to realize you were trapped. Looks like the worst pursuer of all caught up to me. Give up already. You of all people should know how powerful the occult ballers are. Ugh, geez, come on already. Yeah, I do know. Why else would I be trying so hard to run away? If you understand, then hand over the last ball, that one from earlier. Don't make this any more complicated than it needs to be. Seriously? Remind me who was it that came to attack me to begin with. There's no way I'm giving up this ball, you moron. I just know you'd use it for no good. Who even are you? I didn't want to do this because I got no clue what might happen, but it looks like I gotta. I hope she swallows it. As if you still got any tricks up your sleeve, now hand over that ball. Hand over that ball? Come on, think back. Do you seriously think I'd ever just give this thing to you? If you really want this ball, and heck, considering the situation, even if you didn't, you and me, the only thing we can do is give it our all. So enough of the talk. If you're gonna bring it, then bring it, and you better believe I'm gonna do everything I can too. You wanna fight me? Oh, occult ball, object of great mystery, term, boundary destroying orb. Okay, maybe I shouldn't dress you up so much considering I made you, but still. Wow, now that I think about it, am I awesome or what? I'm a total genius. The lunar capital and, what was it, the power of rumors? They sure are scary, huh? Yeah, I'm not, you're glazing yourself and you're in a, whatever, whatever. Stop, don't do it. You know full well with the power of Lunarians prepared to erase all life against Gensokyo. There's no telling what this will do. Well, I'm out of options, so I couldn't care less. Besides, what proof do I have that your goals aren't just as bad as theirs? If it's a choice between using it and simply handing it over to someone like you, then here's my choice. Oh, occult ball, if you hold even the slightest bit of gratitude toward your creator, bury your boundary, I don't care. Just do your destruction thing and break something to get me out of this situation. You fool! You're going to do this now of all times and all the balls and their owners are gathered together in one place? Go stop her, monsters, hurry! There's no way I'm stopping now. Go, occult ball. Anything will suffice. Just go. Okay, bye. Ball. And then Sumireko was no more. The end. It's morning. Come on, everyone. Time to wake up. Come on. Get on up. Where are we? Breakfast is ready. Rise and shine and thank me for making breakfast while you're at it. Okay, but where are we? Hey, I help. Thank me too. Come on, hurry and get up. In the first place, how can you just casually sleep outside when we've been transported to this strange place anyway? Breakfast? Oh. Is this late already? Ugh, my back hurts. When did I fall asleep outside? What is this ragtag group? I should have found a couch or bed in the lounge to sleep on. The lounge. Ah, you gave me a good idea. After we wake up, everyone's sleeping in the lounge. Let's have breakfast in there instead. Nice place you got here. So this place we're in, what do you think it is? Does everyone have any ideas? Even if it's just a gut feeling, let's hear it. Is this really a topic we should address over breakfast? I'm pretty sure any more than any idea this would have spoken up long ago. Breakfast is the best time to address this. Where we are and how we should investigate. Shouldn't we come up with a general plan for today while it's still early? Are you telling me that the third game in the series directly leaves off from the events of the second one? It's been like 20 years. Get off me, bro. As for me, rather than where we are, I'm more curious about what we can find here. I prefer to work on improving over in the moment safety and quality of life before resolving the problem itself. Nice weapon. You're always so eager to resolve incidents, Reimu. I'm on Aya's side. I found a nice piece across the way I could make into an atelier. It's not that I'm eager to resolve incidents, it's that I got no choice because nobody else ever lifts a finger. Everyone always pushes their problems onto me every single time. I know that, Art. No, I think you really are eager to resolve incidents. You could phrase it as you have a strong sense of responsibility as a related party, though. I think that wording fits better myself. Jeez, Patchy, you're so good at controlling people. Alice, if you two want to push your problems onto me, then the least you could do is flatter me in return. Come on, go ahead. Ugh, that sounds like a bother. Come on now, I can't hear you thanking and encouraging me, Alice. Hey, stop that. Don't take my dessert, Cherno. It's not my fault you didn't finish it. If you don't like it, I'll eat it for you. I'm being nice, so don't turn me down, you jerk. Ah, she ate it. She ate it in a single bite. I was saving it for last, that's all. What am I watching? Don't go causing problems again, Cherno. Good grief, everyone's kindly cooperating with each other during this incident has been thrust upon us, yet here you are, same as always. We caught you in the act this time. Now, how should we punish you? Head-to-head communication. Ugh, you little runt. Don't think for a second you can run away from all three of us. Punishment, huh? Let's see. How about we dry her in the sun for a while and make her skip lunch? That's super mean to do to an ice fairy, you know. Oh, I know. What? If you're gonna get mad at me anyway, then it doesn't matter if I take one dessert or 100. Huh? I might as well steal everyone's dessert now. I'm such a genius. Time to strike while the iron's cold. This one, and this one. Yoink. Hey. Ah, my dessert. Wahahaha. Man, that's good. Hey, give that back. Seeing your upset faces makes all this dessert taste even better. And with that, I'm out of here. She ran away. Catch her. Come on, it's time to show off your speed. No way, why do I have to chase after the likes of a fairy? Besides, she didn't take my dessert. My speed isn't all I'm proud of, obviously. I can protect my dessert. This is tasty. Right, I forgot. You're that kind of person. Damn, Aku kept her dessert safe too. It's simple when you know she's going to try and advance, so even I can protect my dessert naturally. Man, I was the one who picked that Akibi. I really wanted to have some myself. Putting the Akibi aside, Cherno just left heading towards the forest, even though we don't know where we are, nor whether it's safe yet. I'm not going to just put aside my dessert being stolen. Yeah, you're right. She's all alone, so she'd be in trouble if something were to happen to her. Even with how she is. No, especially with how she is. It'd be bad if we didn't keep a close eye on her. I'm not going to put aside my dessert being stolen. Yeah, shut up. You're totally right, you two. Someone should really bring Chirdo back when anything funny happens out there. And even more importantly, she still needs to be punished. That someone isn't me, though. I'll leave this to you, Kanan. Give her some kind of punishment while you're at it, too. I don't want to go either. She's pretty slippery and she shoots ice when she gets serious. It's cold and it hurts. Jeez, you guys are all talk. None of you even lift a finger. Fine, I'll go after her by myself. She'll be on her guard and even more likely to get away if we go as a group anyway. Sorry, Reimu, we're counting on you. Well, we can only stay mad at Cherno for her antics for so long. I'll bring her back before anything happens to her. Reimu, kill her. Sorry, was that my outside voice? Well, I wish I could accompany you, but with how my body is. Yuakyu? No. Don't worry about it. It'd be tough on your body if you showed up for a fight. You stay here. This kind of thing is our job. Be careful entering the forest alone, please. Really. Don't let your guard down in there. It'd be a serious problem if we lost you. You really should be traveling in a group, Reimu. Jeez. Okay, I'll be careful. Thanks. Akio doesn't need to worry so much. I don't need her to remind me to be careful. But geez, not a single one of the others would help. I'm grateful that Akio offered, but she would have just weighed me down if she'd come along. But with that weak body of hers and all. Okay, guess it's time to look for Cherno. I'm sure she couldn't have gotten too far. Here I am. She's very squishy. Holy squish. Wow. Encounter Persendi. Streamer, where are you? I don't know where I am. There's ice that way. Wow. Challenge level 1. This game has some nice music. A large chunk of ice blocks your path. This is Cherno's power at play, huh? Well, this sucks. Moving this thing isn't realistic at all, not at this size. Maybe Alice's exploding dolls would work, but I don't have time to worry about this right now. Gotta check around a bit more. Okay. Challenge. Level 1. I thought so. It's one of those Kadama. Same as always, no clue why, but these things always pick a fight when you get close, huh? Probably take longer to go around, so considering it's just a Kadama, I'm better off forcing my way through. So with that decided, here I go! But he's adorable. But he's adorable. Do I have to? Ree! Battle chain bonus. Big Kadama mustache. Even Kadama are picky when it comes to the cleanliness and sheen of their fur. And there are even some that grow what could be called mustaches. Some of the girls have begun collecting those mustaches and using them as valuable trade fodder. Lately, the standard going rate has been 2 pieces of candy apiece, and the ones primarily gathering them are Cherno, rarely Chen, and also Cherno, among others. They're also apparently fun to freeze and throw around. Freezing weird things and throwing them at people is one of Cherno's most common games, and also just describes her life as a whole. Okay. Yeah, that's about what I expect from a Kadama. Okay, back to Cherno. I've gotta look for Cherno. I think I hear someone arguing up ahead. Who is that? Cherno? Yeah, must be Cherno. That prank-loving fairy looks like the embodiment of arguments. Who the heck are you guys? You look suspicious. Are you both my enemies? Huh? Enemies? No, we're nothing like that. Why we're all just hanging together with the ghouly Shadow Man. We're not your enemies. We're just lost college students. What about that guy? Huh? What about you, misty purple thing? Are you an enemy? Come on, say something! Hey, you 2 weak-looking ones. Introduce that purple mist to me. They won't say a word. Who are they? Weak-looking ones. She means us, huh? Can't really refute that, huh? Yeah, you two. Who's that purple mist next to you? They a friend of yours, aren't they? Holy itchy finger. I don't know how to backtrack text. Oops. This misty purple being attacked us out of the blue as soon as we met, just like you did. You mean they aren't someone you know? What? I haven't attacked you. Not yet, at least. Ah, hey, don't you start moving closer like that. Hey, I said stop that. Get away from me. Are you an enemy? You are, aren't you? Fine, damn it. Don't blame me if you get hurt. Take this. I'm sure he's fine. What exactly happened here? Eep. Oof. 2 collapsed strangers and, let's see, chunks of ice scattered around them. I'd love to say Chirno got attacked by 2 strangers, but no matter how I shake it, that's gotta be backwards. Ugh, Chirno, you idiot. Are you 2 okay? By chance, did you get harassed by Chirno? I mean, a smallish looking ice fairy? I'm okay. Chirno. Ice fairy? Oh, do you mean that girl from earlier? I knew it. Can't believe that stupid fairy. Even in this weird place, she's still attacking innocent villagers. Sorry, that idiot fairy is actually a friend of mine. It's not like she's a bad person. She's just kind of dumb. Anyway, I'm really sorry. If you come back to our place, we can get you all patched. Wait, no, we weren't attacked. What even? We don't get what's going on at all either. I'm not sure, but I think this Chirno probably saved us from this weird misty purple figure. Huh? Wait, what? Chirno saved you? No way. She actually helped someone? Oh, this is bad. Gensokyo might just collapse tomorrow. Wait, no, this isn't the time to be. That isn't what I should be questioning here. What'd you say again? Weird, misty purple figure? This is just getting more and more incomprehensible. Deplorable. Back to the hut. I'm back. Ah, the Chirno search squad has returned. Leave your sarcasm at the door. You know, where you parked your ass while I went out looking for her. I don't make much of a squad when I'm stuck searching alone, you know. Wahaha! Stop laughing, jeez. Raymond, did you find Chirno? Nope. I don't know where she got off to. I found evidence of her getting into a scuffle with someone. With something, but I can't really wrap my head around what happened. Oh no. Yeah, I can tell you care so much, Aku. Hey, you don't need to look so serious. I wandered around here a little, so what's nearby doesn't seem all that dangerous. Also, in place of Chirno, I brought something home. That'd be us. Nice to meet you. Huh? Who are they? Rainbow, who are these 2? Well, by the looks of it, these 2 got spirited away. Spirited away now of all times. Spirited away, what does that mean? It means you 2 are going to be integral to the plot whether I like it or not. Don't ask me. I've got no idea either. Wow, let's play a game called Labyrinth of Touhou, starring these 2. Yep. A purple humanoid cloud of mist. That's right, that purple mist was just about ready to attack us, but... Right, then, Chirno intruded on the situation. After that, she got in a scuffle with the mist and ended up somewhere else. That's what I'm told, at least. I think when all this happened, Chirno took our place against the mist in order to save us. Ugh, such a straightforward way of thinking, born from a pure heart. Chirno acts tough regardless of who she's dealing with, after all. This mist thing, she just charged after it of her own accord, that's all. Don't pay it any mind. I see. Spiriting away is already a highly irregular event, but now we've got more strange circumstances piled atop it. I wonder if Chirno is okay. What about me, Alice? Am I okay? I could use a drink. You know? Hey, were those 2 really spirited away? I think we can be sure of that much. They introduced themselves as college students, so naturally earlier after all. That's a title used to refer to those who attend the highest level of outside world's temple schools. There aren't many in Gensokyo that know the term. Ugh. I don't like that, but of course I know what face you're obviously making. It's obvious because that really is what I'm thinking. Haha, it's nothing, don't mind us. You 2. Right, Renko and Mary. Getting spirited away to Gensokyo must have worn you out, right? Especially mentally. Good point. We'll have Mailing prepare food and beds for you, so take it easy and rest for today. Well, I'm certainly curious about Chirno as well. Your health comes first, said Patchy. Geez, Patchy, there you go trying to use people again. Huh? Oh no, don't worry about us. More importantly, Cherno, what about Cherno? Is she really going to be okay if we leave her out there? I'm sure she saved us back then, so if possible, I strongly agree. Can't we somehow resolve Cherno's situation as well? Letting her go today will only make her harder to find tomorrow. After all, knowing how Cherno is, she's surely not going to simply stay put. Akio, you don't have to get this involved, you know. Like, I know how you really feel. You're not fooling me. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong there. Saying that, we have to address what would be going on as well. As for me, I'll pass. Cherno's always been quite the troublemaker after all. Even when we're trapped in this strange situation, she's chosen to act rashly and go missing. That girl is simply the embodiment of scarlet trouble, to be honest. Oof, that's harsh. You really gonna go there, huh? You do have a point, though. It's not like she gets up to anything good when she's around. I'll pass, too. I mean, she's a fairy, yeah? Fairies are a concept, and as long as the nature that represents them exists, they're immortal and all that. Leaving her be isn't gonna cause any big alarm. Big harm, she'll just have a really bad time out there, that's all. But on the other hand, we aren't exactly immortal. That certainly does make some sense. I prefer to avoid taking largely unnecessary risks in this strange situation of ours. And it's not just Cherno, we're wrapped up in our own bizarre affairs too. Really, what even is this place? But that's just... ugh. I want to say it, I really want to say it, then we'll go do our best to find her ourselves, but... are you too scared to speak up too? With stuff like that scary purple mist, there's no way we'd be safe walking around out there. But if Cherno hadn't been there to help us, then I'm sure we'd be... Look at their faces, I bet that's what they're thinking right now. Whatever. The search for Cherno, these two got spirited away. I'm already part of all this, so I can't stop now. I'm heading out to look for Cherno again. Huh? So whether I'm confident in my strength or not, it's pretty dangerous to act alone in this place. Renko, Mary, if you don't mind, would you come with me to look for Cherno? Yes, we will. Let us go with you, please. Thanks. Let's do our best, you two. The three of us will do a search for the nearby area to see if we can find Cherno. I'm scared, but I'll try my best. Reimu sure is caring, huh? That's the Hakurei Shrine Maiden for you. Guess she just can't help herself when it comes to helping people. Bite me. No, you guys are just totally uncaring. Geez, seriously, this is what they're all like. You too? So don't get your hopes up. Let's do our best. Just us three. Got it, Renko and Mary? Yes. Reimu, we'll be the best bench warmers you've ever seen. That's great. That's all I expected from you. Cherno search squad, move out. I'm gonna read all that. Hakurei Reimu, mysterious flying shrine maiden. The shrine maiden of Hakurei Shrine, found on the border of the cultured outside world and the strange place called Gensokyo, where yokai and gods are real. Reimu is the protagonist. No, that's Sumireko. She said so herself. Of almost all Touhou games. I mean almost all of them. I mean, mainline, yes, but not spin-offs. I guess this is counting all of them. And is Touhou's most key figure overall. She's considered to have the ability to float, but she's capable of many things when she's serious. This time around, Reimu went to bed at the Hakurei Shrine like usual. But upon awakening, she found herself in this strange place, seeing about 10 others, such as Nitori and Alice were trapped there, and at present, Reimu is hard at work, the only one actively trying to escape. Reimu wears her emotions on her sleeve, but for better or for worse, she also doesn't care too much about anything in particular. She's a prodigy who dislikes hard work and perhaps doesn't even see the value in putting in an effort. She hates dealing with problems, but everyone brings them to her anyway, so she ends up having to take action, resulting in her getting involved in the majority of Gensokyo's incidents. Exterminating yokai is somewhat of Reimu's trait, but she also tends to go after them just because leading weak yokai to fear her. She generally is well liked by both human and yokai alike, and her unavoidable involvement in others' problems means she knows a lot of people. However, lately some humans have complained the Hakurei Shrine Maiden is friendlier with yokai than she needs to be, and the Hakurei Shrine Maiden has been taken over by yokai. Reimu's offense is mediocre, so she'll need ingenuity and love if you want to keep her as an attacker after recruiting more allies. However, she has a very valuable frontline HP restoration spell that can also buff the frontline's defensive stats, meaning she can be an impactful defensive character in boss fights, perhaps even an irreplaceable one. Okay, does everybody understand now? Does everybody understand how to use Reimu? She's a frontline heal slut, and whether or not you can actually make her work for anything else, requires a lot of love. Great. Character addition. Wow. Maribel Mary, the regular college student who sees barriers. For short, lives in a capital city in the outside world named Kyoto. She majors in relative psychology while she's belonging to a two-person occult club called the Hifu Club. She's a totally normal college student, or at least she used to be, but at one point she gained the ability to see the edges of barriers. And that power has since developed further, allowing her to do a variety of things. You'd be hard-pressed to say that Mary really has control over her powers, but they're still allowed her to pass various barriers and see all sorts of things in distant places. Her powers have even developed to the point where she can experience something akin to being in those very places, but Mary has never featured in a Touhou game, and instead appears in both monologues and conversations with Renko in the booklets included with the Touhou music CDs. Mary can be a bit of an airhead at times, but she's actually quite strong-willed and exceptionally good at seeing things' true natures. She's been more accepting of her powers lately, even feeling a bit of confidence towards them, but the things her powers bring about often make trouble for Renko. Mary was bewitched by what she saw inside the abandoned satellite Torifune using her powers. However, upon trying to go there with Renko again, instead of arriving at the satellite, the two girls appeared at the same strange forest Reimu and the others were in. A strong barrier exists between the outside world that Mary lives in Gensokyo, where Reimu and the others live. People from the outside world don't typically show up in Gensokyo, but rare occurrences like Renko and Mary do happen from time to time, and those people are described as have been spirited away. Though Renko and Mary have been suddenly thrust into a totally unfair world, Mary has already met with all sorts of strange happenings as of late due to her powers, so she's actually relatively optimistic about the situation. Cool. So I kind of like that lore integration. Is the reason they're here is because they tried to go back to Torifune. After their first visit, she was like, let's do it again. Because I guess she's a little, you know. Renko. Usami Renko, regular college student who reads the stars. An ordinary college student who lives in the capital city in the outside world named Kyoto. She majors in super unified physics while also belonging to a two-person occult club called the Hifu Club. She possesses the ability to tell the time by looking at the stars and determine her location by looking at the moon, but Mary has suggested that she might just have a good memory. Renko is pretty confident in her smarts, so much so that Mary has commented that it's like she can see all the mechanics of the world. Renko has never featured in a Touhou game, and instead she appears in both monologues and conversations with Mary in the booklets included with the Touhou music CDs. Renko is Mary's close partner, and Mary can touch Renko's eyes to share strange visions of her power shows her, letting them share experience akin to journeys to unknown places. Till recently, Renko interpreted this as peeking into Mary's dreams, but as of late, she's begun to think that strange places the two go to really exist after all. Renko is more rash and energetic than Mary, and originally, if you had to pick, Renko was closer to the leader of the club. However, she's been at the mercy of Mary's power as of late. Renko is both surprised and extremely curious about the speed of Mary's powers have been developing at, but at the same time, she feels just a little jealous and left out. Renko had previously begun feeling worried with inarticulable reasons after Mary said she wanted to revisit the abandoned satellite Torifune that the two had once peeked into using Mary's power. Upon accompanying Mary in the vision once again, instead of the satellite, the two girls appeared in the same strange forest Reimu and the others were in. Now, in a world where strange concepts such as yokai, gods, and magic exist as if they were normal, Renko is at a loss and is both panicked and curious about Gensokyo. But above all, she's anxious about whether she can keep Mary safe. Holy shit. Oh no, where am I? Hakurei Branch Shrine. Improve characters by leveling up and using special items. Rudimentary Magic Library. Use money to increase your character stats. Tranquil Archives. Check the bestiary and claim map completion rewards. Sun-Speckled Atelier. Improve purchase and sell equipment. Classy Lounge. Change your party or prepare... That's a really harsh yellow. Break items. Study. Save and load and manage achievements. Go exploring. Conclude your preparations and challenge a dungeon. Okay. Alright. Close to the other buildings, but just a little further away. Just the right amount of cramped and dark, and it's got tatami mats. I feel so at ease in a place like this. I always did my writing in a similar place after all, so I'm going to just go ahead and make this my study. Nobody's complained to me yet, so I should be safe to do so. When did you... Oh ho ho, writing, huh? Are you a novelist? Oh ho ho, you don't say. How very interesting. No, you've got it all wrong. Ever since long ago, I've been compiling a book related to all aspects of Gensokyo. That's all. What'd you get so strangely flustered for? Pretty much everyone in Gensokyo knows that you're still putting together the Gensokyo Chronicle. Ooh, she's the Agatha Christie. There's something I'd like to ask. You all keep saying Gensokyo and Spirited Away, but just what these terms mean. It means my throat is getting dry. Oh dear, Reimu, you're acting as the guardian for Spirited Away victims, but you haven't even explained the basics to them yet? Ha ha ha, well, things have been a little busy. Well, if you say so. In which case, let me give you the quick rundown. I could give it the rundown. You've surely heard Spirited Away and those two from the outside world many times by now. First off, the vast world in which you two lived in your lives and attended college, here we call that the outside world. In a very small corner of your vast outside world, deep in the reaches of a certain mountain, there lies a land called Gensokyo that's isolated from your world by a mysterious barrier surrounding it. In Gensokyo, yokai and supernatural beings, people have stopped believing in. Supernatural beings, okay, hold on. I've stopped believing in and forgotten, as well as the magic and the like exist as normal parts of our lives, and all sorts of strange things happen. That would have been the biggest difference between our worlds. Oh, and I often hear the outside world's culture has advanced further than ours, by the way. Due to the mysterious barrier I just mentioned, one normally cannot travel between Gensokyo and the outside world. However, rarely some are brought through the barrier and into Gensokyo for whatever reason. We say that those people have been spirited away. Ah, so that's why you said you were spirited away. I see now. For whatever reason. It was that thing, huh, wasn't it? That thing that attacked us in Torifune. Yeah, I guess so. Sorry, I guess this is my fault. What's the matter? No, it's nothing. Thank you very much. It's really a surprise, though, Gensokyo, huh? A land connected to the world we live in beyond a barrier. I guess those visions Mary always sees were actually spot on. But this is a problem. How do we return home? Is there a way to go back to our world? There is, don't worry. She may have said you can't normally go through the barrier, but powerful yokai gods and so on usually have secret ways of getting through. They're not normal, after all. In Gensokyo, it's common practice to muddle Spirited Away victims' memories and send them back. So I think we can get you home if we ask someone capable, but in order to do so first, we have to deduce where we are and what happened to us. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Renko and Mary. Anyway, my body is frail and I have no special techniques of any sort, so all I can really do is explain things like this, but at minimum, I'd like to make a record of what you get up to so you don't forget come tomorrow. That's all I'm really capable of, after all. A record, huh? Well, I guess it'd be helpful if anything happened that we don't want to forget. Maybe we didn't come by for all that now and again. Wow, I butchered that sentence. Making such records can be more important than you think. Take caution to not treat them lightly. You can save or load your game here at IQ Study. The game autosaves upon entering and exiting dungeons, but you may find it handy to save manually as well. In addition, you can also read some general game advice, check various kinds of achievements, claim bonus rewards in return for completing those achievements, make good use of these records as you progress through the game. Save my game. Battle 0, Allies 3. Arc. Read journal. Combat tips. Read explanations on things you should pay attention to during battle, such as what role various stats play and how combat formulas work. Combat tips. Number 1. Boom. Number 2. Number 3. Whoa! Insane. Number 4. What do all these ailments do? Yep. How damage formulas work. Whoa! Crazy! Check achievements. Check a list of important things you've accomplished during the game. Have a character reach level 100. Walk 10,000 steps. Legendary Curio. Win 2,000 battles. Claim. Okay. A rare drop from a level 90 instance dungeon boss that Goodbye, Aku. Goodbye, Aku. And we're here. This is the shrine. Wow, it's huge! Hey, Reimu, everyone was calling you the Hakude Shrine Maiden. Does that mean this is the Hakude Shrine? Nope. Huh? What is the shrine then? I'll tell you what it is. It's me really needing to get a fucking drink right now. My throat is dry. Dry as the desert before it flooded. That actually happened. Listen, before anybody glorp chips me about Aku's combat tips, let me tell you something, okay? This is important. People like me, they benefit from tutorials actively happening in a battle and teaching you while you do the battle. When your tutorial for how the game works is just uninteractive textbook, that shit doesn't stick. Learn by doing. Learn by doing. If I read all of that, how much information do you think I would actually retain when I get back to the gameplay part? How many of those status ailments do you think are even going to be relevant in the first 5 hours of the fucking game, right? Pokemon does it. Yeah, but Pokemon has like 3 status ailments that matter. They teach you about poison, burn, paralysis, sleep, and freeze. That's it. That's all you need to know. And it's so quick and effective. Status ailment is important. What's your point? You think status ailments aren't important in any other game that they're relevant in? Is that what you think? It's the same thing with Safiros. Safiros had a billion fucking status ailments, and I had to figure out what the fuck they did. But you know how I figured it out? I got hit by it. And again, I checked the menu and it was like, here's what's happening. You're petrified. You can't move. Fuck you. I didn't get a big fucking glossary book that's like, read all of this right now. Alright, now you understand. Like, no, I don't. I don't understand. If you put it all in text format, I basically just gotta get hit by it and then I'll know what it does. I know what Terrified does. It makes me lose MP every turn. See how easy that was to figure out? All I did was pay attention to the fucking tutorial battle. Now I know what that status ailment does. Maybe it does a little more. Who knows? What is this shrine? Beats me, I don't know either. Huh? Well, it's actually not a long story at all. As for why we're here, as this place is nobody has any clue. One day we just woke up here out of nowhere. Seriously. Nowhere at all. Huh? Rainbow, I really want to drink my juice. And you stop talking. Surprised to hear, right? Surprised us too. I fell asleep in my futon. I woke up in the morning. I was here. The others, for some reason. It's total mystery. Chad, I didn't sleep well last night because it's so fucking hot. Jesus Christ. So when I said you guys were spirited away and got lost here, I may have sounded like I knew something you didn't, but we're just as lost. Yep, we're stuck too. You were acting right at home, such an easy to live in building, so I was completely under the impression you all lived here. I know, right? You really think that you didn't know any better, but no, we don't know where this place is either. We just got here. There's a lot we don't know. I think it's probably somewhere in Gensokyo, but besides that, nothing. But for the time being, this place seems pretty safe as long as you don't go deep into the forest. Got the occasional building here and then for some reason, including this shrine. And it seems like there are other places that'll make your life easier here too. For the time being, we'll search around bit by bit, see what we can find. So I figured that if we take a shrine here, I'll go ahead and manage it. I mean, I am a shrine maiden. It's big, nice looking shrine, but it's devoid of people. It's a waste, and plus I feel sorry for it. Wait, so that means you guys don't know where this place is and that forest is crawling with monsters and Chino's lost out there? Yep, that's right. Everybody's acting pretty casual about it, but this could be actually be pretty serious, huh? We have to hurry and go look for her then. Not yet, we gotta talk more. Well, yeah, you're right, but look, we came to the shrine, so come on, let's visit it for real. Reporting the recent goings-on to the god and shrine here will do us some good. Probably. Probably? You can come by every day and the gods will be even happier to see you visit if you bring donations. It's okay, you can trust me, I'm a shrine maiden. Which one of these two characters do you think is less likely to believe anything Reimu's saying right now? Maribel or Renko? Donations. So with all that out of the way, welcome to the Hakurei Branch Shrine. Branch Shrine, huh? That just kind of slipped out, but it doesn't sound bad at all. I checked, but this place doesn't have its god or its name anywhere written anywhere, does it? That settles it then. From today on, this place is a branch shrine of the Hakurei Shrine. Phew, sure is nice to have a shrine that looks so striking and clean out front. It's got a nice big torii and splendid purification fountain too. Yeah, this place looks like it'll get lots of donations. Oh no. This is just fine? I don't know, is it? By reporting your experiences and offering prayers at the branch shrine, you can level up your characters. You can also level them down. Give it a shot if you ever want to restrict your power. The shrine is an important facility that allows you to change characters' levels, the source of their power. Be sure to visit it periodically once you've done some battles to accumulate experience. Level up individual characters. Level up all characters. Level down characters. Level sync characters. Sync all characters to chosen levels. That's... Why'd you do that? Use special items. This feature isn't unlocked yet. Continue adventuring. Alright. Level up. Reimu has no EXP. Level 6. That's a lot of women. Cool. Let's go to the library and buy ourselves some snacks. How are things going over here, Patchy? Oh, Reimu and the Spiriting Away victims too. Chat, it's so warm in here that my bottle has already formed cup condensation all over it. I have never seen a game with a level down function. I've seen an Etrian Odyssey 4 where you can reset. I've seen class resets because it allows you to basically get more skill points because you spec down but you can keep your skill points so you can gain levels at lower levels and get more skill points. But deliberately lowering HP or levels, that's like some fucking Nuzlocke Pokemon shit when you hit level caps. Sorry. If I don't drink this fast enough, it's gonna go warm on me. Oh, that's sus. Huh? That's sus? Where? What is this place? There are a lot of books here, aren't there? I love this sort of place. I was a bookworm living in the library before coming here after all. Naturally, the study is nothing compared to the Scar Double Mansion Underground Library, but there's still quite a few books that appear to be of interest here. It seems they'll be worth a read. I don't remember. The only game I can think of that has level down mechanics would be in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, there's an item called the Doom Seed, which is really obnoxious. Because usually the Doom Seed essentially resets your level. Because it levels you down, but you only need 1 EXP to level back up. But it resets your EXP. So you have to get all the EXP back that you attained for that next level again. So it's only not obnoxious if you're level 100. Hard to believe there's a little library here. Just what is this place we're in, really? It really is a surprise, isn't it? But I'm very glad it was here. A life where I'm unable to read books is absolutely unthinkable to me. Magic, occult, theology, philosophy, psychology, but nope, none on relative psychology. Sure, a lot of those sort of genres here, though, huh? Our favorites. Let's see here. Well, Bloodborne has an enemy that steals insight. They just eat your fucking brain. But it looks like there aren't any books on particles. Do you review your Pion collapse models, base time, observational time, change the college library, please? What? As if I'd come to a strange place like this and do any of that. I just thought I'd research a little more into the visions you've been showing me lately from an occult perspective, that's all. You've got a strange place with strange books, so maybe there's something related in them. Optimistic as always, huh? It's just like you, Renko. Oh, be quiet. I've always liked that stuff anyway. You want to read it as stuff for you here too, wouldn't you? Imagine an RPG game where status effects were permanent. Like, oh, you play in Route 1 and you get hit by a level like 2 fucking rat and they use poke your eye out and you get affected by blind, but you actually just straight up lost your eye. So now your character is permanently blind. Or you get bit by a snake and you're poisoned, but now you're like chronically ill for the rest of the game. That sounds like fun, right? That's fear and hunger. Wait, that's real? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there goes my eye. Oh, be quiet. I've always liked that stuff anyway. You want to read it stuff you hear too, wouldn't you? Oh, you two are interested in those sorts of books too. I love them as well. I'd heard that humans who get spirited away also lean more towards the side of reality and aren't into those sorts of things. But it looks like we may get along just yet. This is the most approachable Patchy I think I've seen in a long time. Oh, really? I'm happy to hear that. I'd love for you to teach us all sorts of things. So, Patchy, what are you doing here anyway? Isn't it obvious? I'm reading books. What does it look like? What else am I going to do in front of this mountain of them? Good point. Yeah, I guess it is the type person you are, huh? Jeez. Don't you have any interest in investigating where in Gensokyo this place even is? If there are books I want to read, I'm obviously going to prioritize them. I'd plan on reporting anything I found while reading. Actually, there's something I want to do. Do you have any interest in being my guinea pigs? Nope. No. Now, at least hear me out first. I shouldn't have said guinea pigs. This won't be a waste of your time. To put it simply, I want to strengthen your bodies with magic. It doesn't sound so bad, does it? Oh, I guess that does sound helpful. What's this about all of a sudden? You wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive now, would you? I have absolutely nothing of the sort. This is safe, nearly perfected magic I've been testing on myself for a while now. Look, think back to the commotion with the Celestial as well as the Underground. My knowledge sometimes lets me catch on to incidents quickly, doesn't it? But due to my frailty, it's quite stressful not being able to act on my own. I always have to ask someone like Marissa for help, and they fail to follow my directions, yet demand compensation regardless. Ah, I see. So you found magic to strengthen your own body so you could do something yourself instead. That's nice and straightforward. That's right, so I've been trying it on myself. My lack of motivation to get up and move around means I can't get any good data. I surmise that if you three plan on taking action, you would be the ideal test subjects. I guess I'm a little afraid, but I guess you've been testing it on yourself. It should be pretty trustworthy, unlike Marissa's magic. Wow, I'm really glad I'll be able to try this. I wonder what it'll be like. I hope it'll even let regular people like us be of some use. Yes, that's right. I like to try on some people who lack confidence in their physical abilities, too. Raymond would probably be fine without any help at all, though. So with that settled, I come by whenever you'd like to give me strengthening magic a try. I'm normally always reading books, so you're welcome anytime. Testing new magic or reading books, how wonderful. Maybe I ought to live here forever. Raymond, we don't need to figure out where this place is. I made it mine, and that's all that matters. I'll give it a rest. Here at the Rudimentary Magic Library, you can increase your character's library levels, letting you strengthen their stats you like for the character as much as you like. If you splurge, you can make a muscular mage or an all-rounder with no bad stats. But putting all your money into one character will leave the rest underpowered in comparison. Improve your favorites as much as you want, but plan for the other stats too. And also consider your party's balance and how much money they're making. Reset a character's library level. There are various ways to reset, but they return different amounts of money. I'm broke. So I can spend $4 to upgrade. So I can just grind money, right? Forever. And increase any one of my stats. Cool. Am I gonna do that? I have $2 to my name. I have $2 to my name. It's like leveling up while leveling up, you know? You go out, you gain levels, and then you also get money, which you can use to, like, get pseudo levels. So you can kind of, like, double your level up ability. You can also spec into stats that are necessary for whatever boss you're getting your ass beat on. This shit is already almost warm. Goofball. Hello there. Wow, isn't this a rare combination? What are you two up to? Nice place, isn't it? Plenty of pens and paper, nice and spacious, not a direct sunlight. This place is great for both writing and storing things, so we figure we make it our own little editing room. For me to edit and compile my paper, and for Kane to edit and compile her historical documents. It's just the right distance away from Aki's study and Patch's library, too. It'd probably be more convenient for everyone to have this here. Ah, now I see. I wanted to edit historical books and records more back at the village, but lately the temple school has increased the amount of people visiting the village, humans and yokai alike. It's been keeping me busy. I've been away from my various editing tasks for a while now. Plus, there are some who say Gensokyo has no history. We got people casually living hundreds of thousands of years here, and you can't have history with historical figures still alive, too, but because nobody will compile Gensokyo's history, that its history doesn't work as history. It's no good just having a bunch of different accounts with people as their own focal points. Someone has to record history while serving as an objective viewpoint. Hundreds or thousands of years. I guess the concern's unique to a culture with people with long lifespans at its center, huh? That might just be the case. So right now, we don't know where we are. In other words, you could say it's a good chance to write all I want without anything around me to worry me. I mean, I already knew that you wrote historical records, but if we're talking about history and going on in Gensokyo, Aki's already compiling all that. While we're here, why don't we let loose for a while? Help me out while you're at it. Let loose and help me out. That's quite the thing you just said. I know, right? Were you even listening to me, Reimu? Having multiple people compiling history, each with their own overlapping accounts, is what polishes it into real history. I may only be a small part of the equation, but I want to help in molding history regardless. I just want to write gossip articles. It sure is funny seeing a history-eating yokai compile history, isn't it? Oh, be quiet, all of you. Leave it alone. I like what I do. So, Kane and I plan on compiling our various documents here. It won't be of any help in finding Chirino, but this sort of thing is important too, don't you think? I guess it might be true. I wanted to drag one of you away to help me, but I guess that's not happening. Good luck on your search. I'll be rooting for you from the sidelines. At the Tranquil Archives, you can browse bestiary entries for monsters you've encountered, as well as receive bonus items as a reward for mapping the dungeon. Why not come visit whenever you made decent amount of progress in the dungeon exploration? Browse enemies you've encountered. So this guy can drop items. He can drop amalgam flask, a mustache, a pine sugar, an so tasty well done steak, or a frozen frog. Okay. So you're telling me this motherfucker had a 6% chance to drop that item and I got it? Claim bonuses. Based on your bestiary progress. That's related to the map. So, yeah. So the bestiary is Kane, and I guess the, Aki's the map. Sun-speckled atelier. Hey, how are things going over here? Ah, Reimu. This is awesome. Look, check out what's back here. What a wonderful workshop. Sewing and knitting stuff, lumber, plants, engraving tools, dolls, all sorts of things here. This is really, really nice. Well, you're not kidding. Check out the mechanical stuff over here in the back. It's like the engineering campus's training room. No, maybe even better? Hey, look over here. There's a lot of great tools and materials. Joints, cloth, string, papier, mache, decorative gemstones, flies, Files, not flies, and plenty more to work through. There's even multiple levels of those drying racks. I said flies, and I remember there's a spider somewhere in my room crawling around. 2 days ago, he was on my roof. Yesterday, he was on my chair. Today, I don't know where he is. This place really has everything I need to work. I wonder if someone else used it until recently. Don't know whose workshop this is, but we probably get along well. I got some good machinery in the back, too. A nice-looking multi-purpose lathe, Luthi, Babludu. An automatic tool changer, a big processing laser, and a lot more neat-looking equipment, too. You don't just get to use this kind of stuff whatever you want like the Kappa Village. You gotta wait your turn a long time to use any of the big machines. This place has earned both Itori and Mai's full approval. It should tell you just how impressive it is. Yeah, if we're talking people with this level of skill and knowledge in both Alice's doll crafting and Itori's machine stuff, well, I can't think of anyone I know. I wonder just who this place belonged to. Well, it doesn't matter either way. They're not here, so we're going to use it. That's all there is to it. It's unbelievable that such good facilities exist in a place that seems like it has nothing to do. Yep, agreed. There's some neat-looking half-finished circuits lying around, so maybe I'll mess with them. Nothing to do. I was just talking about how we should go look for Chirno. If you're really that bored, then come with me. Let's see here. 256 going into 59D. Connect 76 like this, and the electrolytic capacitor goes off. Okay, here there's the resistor. Ugh, I can't even do simple math. Wasn't there a reference sheet and calculator around here somewhere? Ugh, geez, neither of them are listening. Of course, they're able to focus now of all times. You bring materials found in the dungeon here to the sun-speckled atelier to craft equipment. Keep bringing Alice and Tori's materials if you find them. Spend materials to create or upgrade main equipment. I don't have any. Upgrade your sub-equipment. Sub-equipment, materials, spare copies of the sub-equipment. Use former, I don't know what that means. Give materials to Tori to have her craft sub-equipment for you. So you can trade items. Okay, so this is kind of like I can there's a trade function here. So if I use two of the mustaches, I can get the pine sugar. But the pine sugar is also a drop from the Kadama. So there's like I guess there's an element to that where you can trade around. You can sell items. There's some spare change. Okay. Classy lounge. Oh, hello, Reimu. Hello, Mailing. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The two spirited away victims. Good afternoon. Wait, maybe good morning. I'm Mailing. Wait, did I already introduce myself? We were just here a bit ago, so I think you two already know, but just in case, this is the lounge. It's comfortable here, so people with nothing to do like to laze around here like Mailing. Hey now, say it like that and I'll sneakily lower your dinner proportions. It's spacious, has plenty of tables and chairs, and even has a kitchen in the back. When we eat, it's usually here. Really though, this place is amazing. There's so much room and the couch is so soft. Bunch of bedrooms right next door too. I suppose I'm always serving as the gatekeeper for the Scarlet Devil Mansion, so I've always wanted to wake up and immediately lounge around on a comfy high-class couch like Lady Vermillion or Lady Patchouli would use. I'm melting. I'm losing to the couch. You really have quite a way of relaxing. You know, I doubt you guys care, but you know the chief maid I serve in the mansion? She's seriously something else. Her glare would make anyone think, yeah, she's probably killed someone with her gaze alone. Seriously, having that gaze keep watch over me all the time stiffens my shoulders, and that's the least of my problems. And Lady Vermillion is scary all the time, too. Ooh, I'm gonna tell on you if we run into them. Mailing was bad-mouthing her masters. Hey, now hold on, that's not right. Come on, I'm still in the clear, aren't I? There's no way that falls under bad-mouthing. That was just everyday chatter. Ha ha ha, so that's the type of yokai she is. Feel free to tease her a little, you two. She can take it. Got it. Hey, hold on. Stop that. Don't go trying to put me in the kind of position right off the bat. And don't respond to that with got it. You're both far too willing. The Refined Lounge's main feature is editing your party. You may only have 3 characters to control right now, but once you recruit more, you should come here and add them to your roster. Your party can have up to 12 characters at once. 4 in the front for that fight, and 8 in the back that can be switched in at any time. Wait, I can roll up with a whole fucking squad? That sucks. Because that means the game is gonna be balanced around the fact that I have 12 goons. And they're gonna kill me. Edit, manage, remove, prepare, break, check lock boxes. Okay. Okay, I have read everything except how this game works. Ready? Dungeon diving basics. When your party's MP and TP runs low while exploring a dungeon, you can return to base by selecting Leave Dungeon in the menu. Then you level up at base and use money to enhance your stats, and once you're satisfied where your party is at, you head back into the dungeon. Those are the basics to repeat when dungeon diving. Be sure to have each of your party members learn new skills before heading in too. You can do that from the menu as well. So with that said, let's talk about the dungeon diving itself. You'll encounter enemies sooner or later while walking around, that much is certain. It will trigger a battle. In combat, the flow of actions is decided by everyone's turn gauges. When someone's gauge reaches 10,000, their turn will come to an act. Oh, so that's what that number is. Your turn gauge's rate of increase is governed by your speed stat. Don't forget this. I will forget this. Enemy attacks tend to be rather powerful, sometimes KOing allies with weak defenses in a single hit. Allies withdraw from combat after being KO'd, and there's nearly no means of bringing them back. I can understand if characters getting KO'd is something that bothers you, but luck will sometimes bring such things about, so please don't pay it not much mind. I will do the exact opposite. Alright? Sorry, Aku, I will cry about it. Once a battle ends, your entire party will cover all their missing HP. This includes KO'd allies as well. However, take note that MP will not be restored. Furthermore, your party members will lose TP at the end of combat. TP is something akin to the character's motivation. Once it hits 0, they'll have had enough exploring and will return to base. Goodness, everyone is so unmotivated. The lower someone's HP is at the end of the battle, the more TP they'll lose. Getting KO'd in particular will cost them 10 TP once the battle is over. Once your party's TP has dwindled, you'll have some members leave and regular encounters start feeling more difficult. It may be time to escape the dungeon. You can return to base anytime you like from the menu. In other words, you have complete freedom when it comes to your timing, so please don't feel the need to place too much stress on it. In addition, there are no downsides in particular to suffering a party wipe, so you may wish to simply keep exploring and filling in the map until the inevitable comes. At the start of the game, winning fight after fight may be difficult with a party of 3, especially considering Renko and Mary aren't very powerful. To start off with, don't worry about conserving MP in fights, and instead return home quickly when your MP and TP run low. Leveling up and gaining skills, equipment, and allies should eventually allow trips to last longer. Once you've returned, I recommend leveling up at the shrine first. Take care, your levels won't increase on their own. You must visit the shrine. Afterwards, perhaps head to the library to increase your stats with the money you've earned, and to the atelier to create and upgrade equipment with the materials you've picked up. Don't forget to stop by the lounge if there's someone new you'd like to add to the party. An autosave will occur the moment you enter a dungeon, as well as when you return to base. It's so reassuring not having to worry about forgetting to save, isn't it? However, it still would be safer to make a manual save every once in a while. Whenever you'd like to save or load, please select Aku Study. You're welcome to stop by any time. Once you've grown stronger and finished preparing, head into the dungeon again. Whether this incident gets resolved or it depends on you, and that's no exaggeration. The front line, the rear, and the importance of switching. Aku, please tell me about the importance of the rear. It may just be the 3 of you at the start, but once you've recruited more allies, you'll eventually be able to form a party of 12 members, 4 in the front, 8 in the rear. And 4 always visible at the bottom of the screen that act in battle are called the front line, and the 8 you see when you open the menu to make up the rear. And while of course you can change everyone's position freely in the menu, you can also change them by using the formation command during battle. If the front line is left empty at any point, even if you have members in the rear, you'll be forcefully ejected from the dungeon. This counts as a loss in battle too. Keeping one tanky member in the front line is a good idea too. It'll make you much safer in case of powerful party-wide attacks. So if your front line ever wipes, that counts as a game over, even if you have units in the back. Furthermore, not all 4 frontliners are targeted equally by enemies. The far left slot tends to get targeted by single attack targets a lot, and conversely, such attacks rarely hit the far right slot. Why? This is especially true for enemy melee attacks. However, enemy Danmaku attacks tend to aim for the right slot somewhat often. Due to these trends, it's crucial to have a tank in your left slot. Any basic team composition will have tanks on the left and attackers on the right. Furthermore, while strengthening the equipping characters, it's important to keep the rules for the strategy in mind. That's actually very interesting. Because I find a lot of the time, if you have a strategy, there's always an element of this motherfucker is not attacking the aggro. The decoy is there, the aggro is on them, and then the attack just doesn't target them. So Savioros have formations that increase likelihood of attacking, which was cool. But this game actually has it so where you place your team is actually kind of important. So it's like a degree where the left is more physical and the further you go it gets more to the Danmaku, which I guess is magic. So that's cool. In addition, the formation command is an important aspect of battle. Some enemies, especially bosses, have fixed attack patterns. And if you know when party-wide attacks are coming, you may also be able to identify which frontliners can't survive them. And if you know that, you can send them to the rear to have them avoid getting KO'd. Allies brought to the front line will also have their turn gauge set to 8800, meaning they'll be able to take their next turn quite quickly. This lets you pull off strategies such as the following. Use a big attack that sets your turn gauge to 0 or close to it. Have an ally switch the user to the rear and front line again, effectively eliminating the attack's post-use delay. Bring an attacker out from the rear between a boss's attacks, have them attack, then immediately send them to the rear again, never allowing an opportunity for them to get hit. That sounds hard to do. Wow, that is fucking multitasking. The formation command has many such applications, it wouldn't hurt to keep them in mind. By the way, characters in the rear gradually recover HP and MP. They'll recover at fixed intervals based on their speed stat, and how much they'll recover is based on their HP regen and MP regen. Consider letting allies rest in the rear after they've taken big hits or run low on HP. There's another use of changing formation too, you see. Only frontliners and KO'd allies lose TP at the end of the fight. In other words, if you identified that one more attack will end a fight, you can send injured allies to the rear and negate their TP loss entirely. Using this carelessly can grant enemies openings that lead to more harm than good, but there are many situations where proper use can save TP. Mastery of the team's formation and how to change it will help greatly versus your foes. In particular, think carefully how it's best to use it during a boss fight. So none of that is relevant right now because I only have 3 units, but wow, that sounds involved. That sounds very fucking involved. What stats do? Okay, allow me to explain the basic stats. HP, a character's life force. Enemy attacks will lower this upon reaching 0. The character will be KO'd and withdraw from battle. There's generally no means of bringing a KO character back from battle, so do be careful. MP, it's used to spend your spells. Beware of running low on MP against bosses and having your options limited. Using the focus command or moving to the rear and resting will restore MP. TP, represents character's motivation and decreases at the end of battle. Allies will return to base of their own volition upon running out of TP. Attack. This stat determines the damage dealt with melee attacks. Increasing your attack by 1 will increase the damage of melee attacks by 1 too. So it's raw numbers. The stat determines the damage taken by melee attacks. Generally speaking, every 2 defense will reduce damage taken from melee attacks by 1. Okay, I see. So if I have an attack of 10 and I attack something with a defense of 10, I'll do 5. But if I have an attack of 10 and I attack something with a defense of 20, I will do 0. Unless the game is set to always do 1 damage no matter what. Which, that might... I don't know if that's the case. Basically, for every 2 defense... you block 1 attack. So, you can kind of just assume how much your damage is going to do. You can assume how much your damage is going to do by a simple math equation that is failing me. Completely failing me right now. Defense. What is it? I don't even know the equation here. I know there's a simple equation for this. Magic. The stat determines magic damage for Danmaku attacks. Increase your magic by 1 will increase damage Danmaku. Mind is... and that's special defense. Yep. Okay. Alright. Alright. Speed. The higher the stat is, the faster you'll get turns in battle. This may be handy to keep the following in mind. Doubling your speed will reduce the time it takes to get your turn to approximately 0.7 seconds. Accuracy. The stat influence how accurate your attacks are. If your accuracy is 90, adding an attack's accuracy modifier gives you your actual hit chance. Okay, yeah, so in the tutorial, Sumireko had a base accuracy of 98, and her spell card had a modifier of -6. So the accuracy was 92, and I fucking missed, but okay. Evasion. A higher evasion stat will allow you to dodge enemy attacks more often. The proper equation for this is accuracy times 100 divided by 100 plus evasion equals final accuracy. But that's a pain, so just remember that an enemy with 100 evasion is half as likely to get hit. But that's a pain. So okay, so let me okay, so essentially yes. 100 accuracy versus 100 evasion equals 50 accuracy. That's how that works. So accuracy is 100. Oh god. Whatever. Okay, so if my accuracy is 50 and their evasion is 50, my accuracy is 25. If my accuracy is 50 and their evasion is 100, my accuracy is 0. Oh gosh. Alright. It's all luck, baby. It's all luck. Ow. Oh, that's gonna bleed now. Elemental resists. These increase or decrease the damage taken from attacks with their respective elements. 100 is the baseline, and resist of 25 will result in you taking ×4 damage. 50 means ×2. Having 200 resist cuts your damage taken in half, and 300 will reduce it to a third. Okay. So the low, if your resistance is 20, so what if your resistance is 0? Is that possible? Does a resistance of 0 exist? Would that be ×8 damage? Cherno had that in Saphiros, where she got giga killed by fire. But I understand damage negation. Ailment resist. These decrease your chance of becoming afflicted with the respective elements. Upon receiving an attack with an 88% poison affliction chance, a resist of 0 means you have an 88% chance for it to land on you. 40 means a chance of 48% chance, and 80 means you'll have an 8% chance of becoming afflicted. Mean-spirited attacks with infliction chances like 160 exist as well, so exceeding 100 of a resist won't go to waste. Okay, so you can have a resistance over 100 because some ailments have some moves have stronger ailments to overflow on that. Okay. HP regen. Hold on, I need a drink. It's done. HP regen. Resting in the rear during battle restores HP and MP. The higher the status, the faster the character will regenerate. MP is the same. Furthermore, there are some stats without direct influence on combat. Stat growth trends. Just the name would imply, these numbers influence your stat growth upon leveling up. They're sort of like how different races have different stats in other games. There are pieces of equipment and consumable items that can raise these. But raising them will give you any retroactive gains you would have gotten, so there's no need to worry about whether you raise them now or later. Some games require using such items at level 1 to make the strongest character, and they sure can be stressful, can't they? But they're fun in their own way. I hate games that make me level 1. Library levels. These numbers represent how much patch these upgraded your stats in the library, since they represent how much money you've spent on that character. Battle points. These show how much a character has participated in battle. They're increased in a bit of a special way. Being in the front line at the start of battle grants 1. Being in the front line at the end grants 1 more. Furthermore, all 12 members of a party gain 1 after a victory. In other words, keeping someone in the front line the whole time grants 3 points total. This is my intuition, but I predict these points will be used later on, perhaps to strengthen your character somewhere around the mid-game. Skill points. These points are used to gain skills from character skill trees. You'll gain them upon leveling up. Levels 2 to 20 will grant you 1 point each, but levels 21 to 100 will require 2 levels for 1 point, and then from level 100 onward, you'll need to gain 3 levels per point. Besides that, you'll also gain 2 bonus points every 10 levels. Okay. What ailments do? Allow me to explain the main status ailments and their effects. Poison. The status continuously drains your HP, but it won't reduce it to 0. Poison damage scales with your current HP, not your max HP, so it'll do less and less damage as your HP gets lower. Furthermore, poison will still continue to tick even on allies switched to the rear. Characters with faster turn gauges, higher speed will take damage and recover from poison faster. Conversely, slower characters will take damage slower, but their poison will last longer. That's interesting. Let's say we have character A who is fast and character B who is slow. Given a 20,000 potency poison, both of them will still lose the same amount of HP in the end, but over different periods of time. Paralysis. This stat lowers your attack by 33%. That's weird. Okay, wait. That's weird. Paralysis lowers your attack. Paralysis is supposed to afflict your speed. Alright? This isn't even just me talking about Pokemon. Paralysis has always been a way to mitigate action. Being losing your turn or slowing you down. The fuck do you mean it lowers your attack? Heavy. The status halves defense and evasion. Furthermore, afflicts allies will be unable to have their position changed in battle. Afflicted enemies will receive an additional 25% speed decrease. Okay, so enemies affected by heavy reduce their speed. Shock. This status halves your action gauge, increasing the time until your next turn. If an ally or an enemy is in the large enemy tab of the bestiary is affected with shock, they'll receive a buff called Flash Shock Resist. This makes them resistant to shock. However, this buff will be lost upon their next turn. If a boss is afflicted with shock, they'll instead receive Shock Resist. Unlike Flash Shock Resist, the buff will last multiple turns. In summary, it's difficult to spam shock against powerful foes. Okay, so there's a bit of a deterioration of effectiveness for a couple turns. So you can't spam it. Shoutouts to Mind Flayers who can spam their fucking stupid Mind Bomb move and just constantly refresh para on your allies and you can't do anything but watch the fight. God, what a shit enemy. Terror. The stat halves mind and evasion. Okay, so this is like the defense heavy version, but for mind and accuracy. Okay, but you can still switch. Furthermore, the affected ally loses 25% of MP upon receiving their turn. Afflicted enemies receive an accuracy decrease. Gotcha. Silent prevents spells. Enemies will simply have their magic stat decreased by 33%. Okay, I actually kind of like that. And here's why. Normally, silence is an ailment that only ever affects the fucking player. Alright? The player will be unable to cast spells, and then silence never works on any boss or any important enemy because you can't restrict them from using magic because that trivializes the fight. But here, it still works the same to the player, but now it decreases the magic damage of the of enemies, so you can actually fucking still use it on enemies, and it's not just worthless pretend ailment that you can use. It's still not as good as the alternative, which is preventing them from using magic at all, but it does weaken their magic attacks, and you're only really going to use it on those who spam magic attacks. Death. The death status immediately sets your HP to 0 and kills you. In the event that you inflict death on a boss or a foe from the large enemy bestiary tab, they'll lose HP equal to 50% of their current HP if they're a large enemy, or 15% of their current HP if they're a boss. What? What kind of malarkey is that? Oh, if they cast death, you die. But if you cast death, it only does a certain... That's not death. That's just an attack. Debuff. This refers to stat debuffs such as attack and defense down. If a unit with attack down 20% is affected with attack down 10%, these debuffs will stack together and become attack down 30%. The max value of debuff can have is 50%. Debuffs will wear off at a rate of 1/5 of their value each time the afflicted unit gets a turn. For example, a unit with minus 40 defense, percent defense will have their debuff value reduced to 32 next turn. Allies have a singular debuff resist that works on attack, defense, and so on. but enemies have individual resists on each stat type of stat buff, meaning enemies tend to be weaker to some stat debuffs than others. The debuffs wear off at 1/5 of their value each turn they're afflicted. So 40 will go down to 32, and then it will go down 24, 16, 8, 0. But if you have a defense down of 10%, it'll go down by 2, so it'll go for 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So it still stays high. Like it still stays high. Like if you get 50% debuff, then it goes down to 40, 30, 20. It'll still stay high, but it does deteriorate at a larger rate. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but I get it. Worry. The status can only be afflicted on enemies, and additionally has no resist associated with it. Instead, worry is always afflicted upon hitting an enemy with the element it's most weak to. So it's like a weak. While afflicted enemies' attack and magic will be decreased by 10%, and their defense and mind will be decreased by 33%. Worry will expire upon the afflicted enemy attacking or receiving an attack. Okay, so if you hit them with an element they're weak to, their next attack is weakened, and their defense is weakened, and their worry will go away if you hit them or they hit you. So that's your benefit for exploiting elements. I like that. That covers the basic status ailments. There are many more types of special ailments, buffs, debuffs. You have it across them. You can check the status command in battle. Maybe a good idea to get in the habit of checking on the unfamiliar status to you. They're most weak to. Yeah, I know. I see that. So you have to hit the one that they has the highest weakness to it. Not just one that they're weak to. The one that you're super giga killed them to. Oh boy, here we go. The 3 main factors behind the damage a spell outputs are as following. Attack power, or power for short, enemy guard factor, and final damage multiplier. Attack power. This number represents what percentage of the attacker's stats are used in calculating damage. For example, Reimu's Treasured Yin Yang Orb has a power of 125% of the attack stat. This lets you know that the spell's base damage will be its user's attack stat times 1.25. That's just how Pokemon works, so I understand that. And that the user's other stats won't factor into its damage dealt. Some spells use multiple stats, such as Magic 75% plus Attack 75%, or Magic 140% plus Speed 40%. Interesting. So the power of a spell card can be based on other stats, and it can combine them. So 140% of your Magic, let's say your Magic and Speed are 100. So you have 140 Magic, and you'd have 40 Speed based on that. It's easy to do percentages when you work with 100 as a base. And that would mean that it has, that would mean the damage, the attack power would be 180%. Or 180, not 180%, but 180. Whereas in Reimu's case here, if she had an attack stat of 100, and it does 125%, then the attack stat is 1.25, which means it's 125 power. I get it. I get it. Enemy guard factor. Base damage is calculated using attack power like described above, but the number represents how much targets defense or mind factors in reducing it. You'll generally see defense 50 or mind 50 written for this. In such cases, half of the target's defensive stat will be used to help reduce damage. Sometimes you'll see numbers like 25% defense or 10% mind as well. And just as the number implies, that means defenses won't bother these spells much. Okay, so 50 is the baseline. Because like I said earlier, every 2 points of defense will block 1 point of attack. So defense of 50% or mind of 50% means standard formula, essentially. And then if it's less than that, it means you'll be their defense is not the full extent of their defense is not factored into blocking. If it's below that. Okay. Where am I? Final damage multiplier. After calculating damage using attack power and enemy guard factor, damage dealt is further multiplied by the percentage. For example, final damage multiplier 200% results in the damage number being double. So, hold on. So, is the final damage multiplier basically just showing you what you're going to get? Hold on. Does the final damage multiplier do the calculation of the attack power and the enemy guard factor for you? Is that what this is saying? Or is it just there is a multiplier specifically to whatever the end result is after the equation? It's a multiplier at the end. Okay, so we get attack power into the enemy guard factor. We get the result of that equation. Then we have a multiplier on that answer, and that's the final damage. I got it. Target. This is the range that your spells will affect. Possible single, all, row, or an area. Special cases where diminish is displayed as well. There's a troublesome amount of such cases, but they're quite uncommon, so I don't think you need to pay much of them in mind early on, to be honest. Row diminished is the single exception since enemies use it relatively often, so remembering it should generally cover you. Single enemy ally only affects the target selected. All enemies allies, it's AoE. Affects an entire group of units, excluding rare units, or rear allies. Enemy's ally area affects the selected unit as well as adjacent units. An ally enemy row affects the selected unit and others in their row. All diminished. Same as all, but target present reduces power by 10%. All spread, same as all, but deals 100% to the main target and 70% to others. Area diminished, same as area, but each target. Okay, so diminished means that for each target, the overall damage is lower, and spread means that it hits a single target, but it has splash damage that does less damage. And row diminished. This is the big one apparently. Same as row, reduces power by 20% after passing through each unit. I kind of assumed that's what that would be. For example, if using your party, the first ally would take 100% of the damage, second would take 80, then 60, and then 40. Okay, so I think I knew that was gonna be. And spread, which is the same as row, but deals 100 to the main target and 70 to the others. Got it. Accuracy modifier. This number increases or decreases your accuracy when attacking with that spell. For example, let's take a character with an accuracy of 90 of their own. If they use a spell with an accuracy modifier of 25, their final accuracy will be 115. Post-use delay. There's a number your turn gauge will be set to after using a spell. Using a spell with a high value will reset to next turn coming quickly. Will result in your next turn coming quickly, but spell with low value will mean you'll have to wait longer. Okay, so higher is better. Let's go over an example how to calculate damage with these numbers. Reimu has an attack of 200. Her opponent has 180 defense and 150 SPI resists. So that's spirit, that's the element. The spell Reimu will use is her offensive spell, Treasured Yin Yang Orbs. Treasured Yin Yang Orbs' power is 125% of the attack stat. The enemy guard factor is 50%, the final damage multiplier is 125%. Step 1, calculate the power. Reimu's attack of 200, the power of 125 of that is 250. Step 2, factor in defenses. 250, enemy's defense of 180, enemy guard factor of 50% equals 160. Give me a second. So, wait, what? So the defense is 180. The enemy guard factor is 50%. And then it equals 160. Why does it equal 160? Why is it only losing 20? It's 50%, right? Oh, that's the damage. Because it'd be 90, right? It'd be 90. Yeah. Yeah. Because half of that would be 90. And then you'd have 250 minus 90, which is 160. Alright, I got it. Factor in resist, 160. So that's 160 damage. And now the spirit resists, which is 150 divided by 100. Or minus 100. Wait, what? 100. Why is it, what? Whoa, why is it being divided by 100? Why is it being divided by 100? So I got 160 is the damage. And now the spirit resist of 150. 150 resist means... Wait, that means weakness, doesn't it? That means a weakness, doesn't it? Doesn't that mean it's a ×2 multiplier? If I remember that right? Oh god, I'm gonna scroll back up. No. The lower the right, the higher it is, the better. So 150 is something between 2/3. So what is that then? So 2/3 of the damage. So if you divide 160 into 3, you get like 52, right? 53? Yeah, that'd be 53, right? Well, I guess 54 in this case, because it's 106. So it's reducing 54 damage from 160. The SPI resist is 150, so it's 2/3 of 100, which is apparently rounding to about 67. Okay, and that's why it equals 106. And then you apply the final damage multiplier, which is 106, and then you times that. It's 125%, which is add the 25. Wait, final damage multiplier 125 from what? One sec. 125% of 106 equals... Well, what's 25% of 106? 26? 26, 52, 78, 104. I guess if you 0.5 it, it adds up. If you 0.5 it, yeah. 26.5, and it's rounding down. Yeah, because 26.5 would equal it, but there's no decimal here. So we end up with 132 as our damage. Offensive spells have a variance of -5% to +5%, so the actual final damage will be anywhere from 125 to 138. Oh, so there's rolls. There's damage ratios. You may have picked this up from the simply seeing the equation, but spells with high final damage multipliers will do high damage to low defense foes, but will easily have their damage reduced by enemies with high defenses. In such case, that means it's time to apply defense or mind down, or to inflict heavy, terrified, or worry. Spells with high power will obviously deal high damage to enemies with poor defenses, but they're also handy for their ability to seriously hurt tanky foes as well. However, spells with high power typically have high MP costs, complex requirements for use, or incredibly disadvantageous post-use delays. It's rare to find without any faults. Okay, so basically what that's saying is that the multiplier is really good for low defenses, because it's a multiplier, but the raw POW number is better against tanky foes, because it's taking your base stat, and it's taking your base stat with a multiplier on that, whereas the final multiplier, if the damage comes from the final multiplier and you're not getting as much from your base stat and it's getting affected by the defense, the final multiplier isn't actually that high. Whereas if you just have a really chunky main POW into a chunky defense stat, it's going to be better than if it had a high multiplier at the end of the damage. Because by the end of the equation, the multiplier only affects the end result number, right? So in the earlier example, you get 125% of 106, whereas Rainbow's attack was 200, right? So the idea of Rainbow's attack was like 400, but the final multiplier was like non-existent. It would still be better. But I guess it's saying that it works for both, but higher base damage is better for tanky, and higher multipliers is better when defense is down. But they both still are very effective. But specifically, the ones that have high base power have big drawbacks for them. Okay. When damage is displayed in battle, the extent to which the target's defense is lowered damage, as well as how much their resist multiplied the damage, will both be shown as well. If you look at these numbers, check what's reducing your damage, then adjust accordingly. Battle against powerful foes should be considerably easier to win. Good luck out there. Well, chat. I did it. Playtime, 1 hour and 44 minutes. We're doing good. We're doing good. Wait, what? How did I get here? Oh, I pressed escape. That's how. Let's go explore! The Forest of Oblivion. A grand forest that stretches who knows how far in all directions. Just entering it clouds your mind over. First floor entrance. Okay. I am now learned. I am now learned. So now nobody can say, this guy doesn't like this game because he doesn't understand it. I now understand everything. But will that understanding actually change much? We'll see. So I spoke up and invited you guys along, but are you really sure you've come? You okay? You scared at all? Think you can fight? Can we really fight? We're basically sticks that can't do anything besides study and write reports. Jeez, you've been so quick to say that lately, Renko. We've never fought before, so you don't know that. We may be totally useless now, but maybe we have potential we need to learn. Renko and I will do our best, so I ask you look forward to good things from us. Where are you getting this strange confidence from, Mary? We always come close to failing the sports courses we take for extra credits. Okay, I won't expect too much then. I mean, I should be able to manage the monsters around here by myself anyway. Plus, no matter how much you lack confidence, I've yet to see any fights here that couldn't be won with a bit of effort, so relax a little. Plus, Mary's right. Villager, fairy, or student alike, fighting something you can pull off surprisingly well once you get used to it. So familiarize yourself so you're in it together. With all that said, I can't say whether or not I expect good things from you yet, so don't stray too far from me. First things first, let's look for Chirbo. Okay, I'll do my best. Man, expectations make me so nervous. I'll try my hardest. Here I am. If there's any reason to play this game, it's this Reimu right here. Holy shit, she's so small. Alright, back to dungeon crawling. Grid-based gameplay, boys. That chunky ice is gone. Okay, so my encounters goes up by a percentage for each step you take. And I assume you're guaranteed to get in a tower. Wait, no. I think what it is, it's not a percentage. It's that once it hits 100%, you get an encounter. So you can actually pay attention to that and manage your, how that's going on. Never mind. Never mind. I was wrong. You're wrong. So TP is that. Okay, so now I can better understand this menu. So Reimu has attack 112, 182 defense, magic. So Reimu attacks with magic because her magic status higher. What are her spells? She has Treasure Sign Yin Yang Orb. So Post Use Delay is 6,000. So it said that lower Post Use Delay is... was that better or worse? I don't remember. But I'm assuming Post Use Delay is effectively how far down your ATP gauge goes when you use it. Lower is bad. So what's the benchmark? Is the benchmark 10k? Like it's based on your ATP gauge, right? So we have the attack power, the damage multiplier, the enemy guard factor. So we know all that. A modifier of plus 10 accuracy. We know that how that works. A single target enemy. Silence 8,000. Divided by 48%. Hold on, am I reading that right? 5k is what you start with, 10k is what you get when you get a turn. Yeah, but how does it go up? It goes up based on your speed stat, right? So if I use this, I drop down by 6,000, which, or I don't really understand how that works then. I don't get that. You drop to 6k. Oh, that's how it works. So you drop to you don't drop the number specified, you drop to the number specified. Okay. So, question here. I have another question. So this says that silence 8,000 divided by 48%. What does that mean? Does that mean that it has an 8,000% chance to afflict silence divided by 48% of 8,000? Is that what that means? I don't even know how to read that. What else could that possibly mean, right? It has a 48% chance of 8,000 strength silence. What does that mean? What is 8,000 strength silence? The Aku said that silence on an enemy reduces their magic by 33%, right? So what is silence 8,000? Is that like the duration of the silence debuff? It is the duration. Okay, all right. So does the duration decay like it does for stat downs? Does it go down by 1/5 every turn, or is it different? Because they're actually, Aku didn't talk about this. Aku only talked about this about the stats downs. She didn't talk about how ailments are recovered from. She didn't really talk about that. That's the gauge it lasts for. So it's like its own ATP gauge. So it's like a separate ATP gauge. Then when it reaches 8,000, it runs out. But that gauge doesn't go up like ATP does. It goes up based on your speed and your resistance stat. Or no, not your resistance stat, right? Your resistance stat, it affects how likely you are to be affected by it. Versus, like, this gauge is just your speed stat will then affect how quickly you regen from it. I mean, if I use this motherfucker gonna die anyway, so I could just smack him. Because he dies. Elemental resist 66. Check ally and enemy stats. So I can do this. And I have all the information here. As debuffs resists. Ailment resists, it resists heavy. And it's weak to mystic. Has 100, which means neutral to everything. And it's weak to mystic, which is Reimu's element. So that's why it has very weak. So hitting this Kodama with Reimu will inflict worry if it didn't just fucking die. So Reimu can just do this. And it will die. Very weak. 20% reduction. There's a 1.5 multiplier. Wait, what? Huh? Why did it get a 20% damage reduction if it was weak to it? No, because it says it was a multiplier of 1.5. But why did it have a 20% reduction? Its stats are below it, right? Or is it taking into account the enemy guard factor here? Oh, okay. So the basic attack also has a formula here, which is just your attack power, no multiplier, but it's still affected by their mind. So their mind... I just read the formula. Look, I'm not the guy who can crunch the numbers like this. That's for sure. But effectively, the mind stat, the way the formula works is that first it's attack power into the enemy factor, and then that number is applied to the resistance. So my attack into enemy guard factor gives me a number. That number is then put in an equation with the resistance, which in this case was 66. So that means I get more from it. And then the final damage multiplier, which is actually just 100, means it's just the number that you got from that point. No multiplier from that. Okay. Better to guesstimate anyway. Well, that's what the game said as well, is that there is a margin of error of damage rolls. So, yeah. But I think I get it. Money, $2. EXP, 1. Alright. Eep, we did it. No, I did it. You're okay. These guys should be easy for you. You'll manage as long as you're careful. No, they weren't easy for us at all. You're amazing, Reimu. I get stuck doing this sort of stuff pretty often after all. You'll be able to down small fry like this just one fingertip once you get used to it. And plus, it looks like you'll have Patchley support to help you. Yeah, I'm really counting on that support. Haha, everyone does it first. Might be times where you're outnumbered and no way to fight back, but that comes down to luck. Don't sweat it too much. Plus, getting smacked around a little isn't that bad. Just rest after the battle, you'll be better in no time. For now, let's expand our exploration radius bit by bit. We'll go back to base right away and get tired. You'll be fine. Just believe me and you need yourselves a little. Chat, don't forget I did beat Saphiros, alright? I may have cried, bitched, moaned, and whined the whole way through, but I did beat it. Okay, let's do our best, Renko. I hope we don't weigh everyone down. All damage dealt to your HP during battle will be recovered after battle, and party members that get knocked out during battle will return to your party with full HP. Characters that are healed or revived after battle will suffer a large loss of TP. Characters in the front line will end at the end of the battle will lose 1 to 5 TP based on missing health, and knocked out characters will lose 10 upon their return. TP represents characters' willpower and vitality. Characters will exhaust upon reaching 0, return to base of their own at the end of the battle. Placing damage taken and party knockouts can help reduce your character's TP consumption, so it's helpful key to make your exploration expeditions last longer. So you get EXP, but you have to spend it at the shrine to level up. Does each individual character get EXP, or is it just based on who did the thing? So Reimu has 2 EXP, and Renko also has, and Maribel also have 2 EXP. But Renko and Maribel weren't present in the first fight, so why do they have EXP? And if I spend... Okay, well, they leave, they don't get EXP, obviously, but I'm getting it. Even characters not using in your party get some EXP. That's convenient. You know why they do that? Because the game fully expects you to make use of different units. So they make it easy to actually do that. That's one thing that I don't like about Pokemon in a lot of cases. Is that, specifically with ROM hacks for Pokemon. What's this? Find a small hidden passage. Oh, shortcuts. These are dungeon shortcuts. Okay. In Pokemon ROM hack cases, it's like, oh, you need a Pokemon to deal with this gym leader. So go catch it and train it and power level it so you have a Pokemon that works. And then once you're done with it, you can get rid of it. It's like, oh, okay. But when a game actively allows all of your party members to continuously maintain levels in a way, then that's because they want you to swap around units and use their strengths. It treats boss fights and important encounters more like kind of like puzzles. So you have to kind of figure out what they do. And this game also said that bosses telegraph their attacks. So you know what's coming, you can plan for it. So in a sense it's a very it's a math game. This is a big math game. A chunk of ice blocks your path. With the size, I could probably move this ice out of the way and put some time to it. But I don't want to. I'm cursed with a disease that kills me if I lift anything heavier than chopsticks. I'll have to bring a heavy lifter and make them do it. Mailing, maybe? This again, Reimu? Oh, wait, you're saying you'll move it for me? Wow, that's such a big help. Thanks. Now that I think about it, I think I might have the same disease as you. Me too. That's what I thought. Let's look for someone who will do it for us then. Like mailing. Okay. See, the EXP share is a different issue because of the EXP shares case, you never actually end up using the other Pokemon. Because you don't have to. Right? Here's the problem with the EXP share. In Pokemon, if you have a Pokemon that isn't really cut out for the fight, you can probably just power through it anyway because it's Pokemon. So the EXP share is just like, you just have one Pokemon take the front line, and all your other Pokemon get some EXP in the event that you have to, like, switch them out to press one fucking button, and then you switch them back out to your other Pokemon that cleans everything up anyway. In games like this, it's like, if you bring a character like Reimu, and Reimu, for example, it'd be like, oh, Mystic attacks, and you fight a boss, and the boss is like, oh, I turned all Mystic attacks into full HP gain. And it's like, well, fuck, I can't use Reimu in this fight. She can't do anything. You don't. That's not the same in Pokemon. It's funny because Pokemon is very simple in approach, but I actually think it has some of the best turn-based RPG mechanics in general. I don't think any turn-based RPG has ever actually done status ailments as well as Pokemon. Now, that said, I think Pokemon status ailments are pretty fucking dumb, but what I like about Pokemon specifically is that because it's not like a 5v1 and all Pokemon are equal, even when you fight like the big bad who's got a full team of big bads, you're on the same playing field. You can use status ailments to your advantage. They can do the same. You're playing the same game against them. Does that make it easy to exploit them in some way? Kind of. It does. But I like the way status ailments are done in Pokemon. I just don't think some of the status ailments themselves are very well done. Like Freeze, that's not a good status ailment. Alright? Sleep, not a good status ailment. Paralysis would be fine if it didn't have a 1 in 4 chance of making you not act. Burn is probably the most reasonable. Burn and poison make the most sense. It's passive damage with a good effect. A crippling effect you need to be careful of. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna slap this guy. So what are you? You're a seed. I can see the elemental resists on them, and I can also see their defense stats. I do the calculation right now, but who cares? Slap him. 38 strong. That hurt. So what do you girls do? You don't have a spell card. Your stats are really bad. Your stats are really bad. Okay, so HP loss affects TP. So Maribel got slapped. So this thing's very resistant to physical. So Maribel can't really hit it. Okay. You don't have a spell card. Oh, you have elemental actually, which okay. So you can do that, which is helpful. And now Rainbow has to go. Oh my god! Oh, Jesus. Holy shit, relax, bro. You're a seed. Well, Renko just lost all of her TP. Hey, she lived. She did live. I don't know what a battle chain is. I assume a battle chain is how many turns you get in a row. And it gives you a bonus multiplier to EXP money and drop rate. And the drop rates are abysmal. But I got one on the first enemy. Yeah, so Renko's TP just dropped by 3 and Mary's dropped by, or hers dropped by like 5. And Mary's dropped by 3. So they're weak. So there's shortcuts you open up because you'll have to leave and come back and you can kind of do it like that. Jaggy Leaf. Botanical in the Vigor category. Speed 12% up. A leaf that raises your speed stat upon by 1 upon use. The game's speed-focused battle system stresses the importance of magic combos, and even the fastest characters won't have over 100 speed by the end of the game, making these leaves incredibly crucial. Their green color means they blend in with grass, making them easy to miss. They apparently have a sour smell. So yeah, chaining turns together equals multiplier. Gotcha. Chat, the graphics of this game, I don't know how to like explain it, but there's something very familiar and like nostalgic about the layout, like how the map looks. Nature's Green Beryl. Similar to Corundum, beryl is a mineral where its color depends on its exact components. But a good percentage of beryl are faint green or light blue. Among the faint green ones, there's a especially pretty green color called green beryl. Furthermore, especially pretty light blue beryl are called aquamarine, yellow ones are called heliodor, and the pink ones are called morganite, and colorless ones are called goshenite. All of these are still treasured as gemstones. Oh, that was a gemstone. Okay, cool. Alright, I gotta kill that seed. The Kadamas get their attack next, but Renko and Maribel can't do anything to the seed. So I'm just gonna fucking slap it. Oh, no! That's bad. Okay, well. Hitting is bad. We're just gonna make sure you die. It might not do 48. You're okay. Alright, okay. He's dead. Reimu dodged. It's interesting that spell is the first option. Kind of highlights the importance of spamming those versus normal attacks. Normal attacks are not meant to be spammed. That's why it's a secondary option, because it's like if you have to do it, you're in trouble. But they could only do it. Alright, they're okay. Well, chat, it's hard to say much about the game so far because I spent the first forever of it not doing very much. But based on the small time that I've played it, I think it's pretty cool. I just hope it doesn't piss me off in the future. It probably will. But it's got good presentation. It's surprisingly wordy. Very in-depth mechanics. But it's cool. The pelt of an animal has been tanned and worked into leather. Thanks to leftover fat rotting, the skin drying, and the collagen deteriorating, animal pelts are liable to get ratty easily. Process of cleanly scraping off that fat, smoking it, and treating it with chemical compounds to protect against those issues and make a pelt into leather is called tanning. Well, I just got a fucking lesson and I wasn't paying attention. So, cleaning, scraping all the fat off, smoking it, treating the chemical compounds to protect it against issues, makes a pelt into leather. It's called tanning the hide. Yeah, wow. I just learned something today. I think that's some shit. That looks like my objective, which means I'm not gonna fuck with that right now. I'll be back. I'll be back for that later. I'm gonna go walk around some more because I want to walk around. So what's the release schedule for this game looking like? I really didn't think I would care much about this game, but I'm more than willing to give it a shot right now. It looks good. Sometime this year? Well, we're halfway through that, brother. Rare item drop. A mana flower. An accessory made by combining a nature's gift and a mana potion. Judging from its graphic, it was made from the incredible idea of just sticking the nature's gift, a blue flower, into the mana potion like a flower pot. Equipping it reduces your mana consumption and automatically uses mana recovery potions for you when you hit 0 mana. Magic characters will definitely want one of these. Cool. Well, I'm in no rush. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to play Labyrinth 2 or Labyrinth 1. I don't even think I'd want to. Those games would be very, very long time commitments, but I'd be willing to give them at least a legitimate shot at some point. But I feel like they're gonna be pretty dated comparatively to this one. What's this tile I'm on? They're gonna be kind of dated compared to this one, so they might be more annoying. Treasure-bound manuscript. Long ago, most books were manuscripts, precious copies of their original transcribed by letter by human hands over long periods. They were owned not just for reading, but also to fulfill the owner's desires or show them power. Important books were bound lavishly to show their value and impressiveness of their craft, but when the printing press came along, books became common and the practice gradually began to die out. Okay. I don't know much about Labyrinth of Touhou. All I knew is that it was a game that was going to be very difficult, and if I tried to play it, I would probably just get frustrated at it. And that was kind of the consensus here, because nobody has any faith in their streamer. Wait, what the fuck just happened? Oh, he just killed that thing. Giant walnut muncher. Bro, he just killed that nut. Oh, wait, it's got 120 HP. It's got a belly full of nuts. Hold on. Tough shell. Tan leather. Jaggy leaf. Ooh, you dropped the leaf. Counter scarf. And fairy walnut. So you're very resistant to heavy and shock. What the fuck is shock? Oh, wait, no, I know what shock is. He ate the nut. So this thing is super weak to physical. So I'm gonna get Renko to go punch a squirrel. Debuff resists. It's got it's physical attack based. Belly full, let's see, nut lover. This enemy absolutely loves nuts. If they find one, they break it open, eat it, and then might power up. So enemies eating a nut and powered up. Each nut eaten multiplies EXP by 3, HP by 2, and other stats by 1.33. Stacks up to 4 times. So in that case, I should probably slap you with one of these. Wow. You're dead. Sorry, Renko. You lost your moment in the light there. But it's okay. You can just beat the shit out of this thing. Cha! Dream Bamboo Grass Dew. Morning dew gathered from dream bamboo grass, which is said to only grow in the dream world. May or may not have the effect for clearing one's head. Just gossip absent-mindedly shared between some of the sake-loving yokai as they chug away, though. I'm sure you noticed by now, chat, but I absolutely love reading pointless flavor text for no real reason other than because I want to. Sue me. At least somebody's here to appreciate all the translation. Somebody's reading it. It's me, I'm reading it. Power Bracer. A useful breeding item that not only lets parents pass down their attack IVs to eggs. Oh, no shit. This Power Bracer, huh? Also ups your attack EVs by +8 whenever you win a battle while holding it. Does it now? No. Give me a second. I remember the equation here, because power items plus Pokerus gave you an EV multiplicative a multiplicative EV increase of 16. No. The power bracer, the power items give a +4 increase to they give a +4 increase to the EV. But then Pokerus is a multiplier. So with Pokerus, because I remember specifically, if you equipped a power brace, if you equipped a power item with Pokerus, and you fought an enemy with 1 EV point, you only had to kill 16 of them to max out 252 EVs. So each 1 EV, yeah, it is +4. It is. So your flavor text is wrong. Your flavor text here is wrong. Because it's the power item is +4 to give an EV of 5, and Pokerus is a multiplier of 2 to equal 10. And then you maxed out EVs at 252, so 16 kills equals maxed out EVs for a stat. Ups your attack EVs. I'm pretty sure the Macho Brace, which the Macho Brace is the original power item in Gen 3. I believe that was only a +2 to every stat. And in Gen 4, they made specifically the stat targeting ones, the bracer, the anklet, the weight, the belt, all these, and they do +4. We need 16 EVs per belt. No. Listen. Here's how the equation works. So the maximum number of EVs a Pokemon gets is 510, right? It's like 510. So, and you can have 252 max in each stat. So the way it is usually is when you have, like, for example, a hyper offensive Pokemon, they have 252 attack, 252 speed, and 4 in HP. That other 2 doesn't matter because it only increments up by 4. Every 4 EVs is an extra point. So the extra 2 points don't actually matter. So that's why you see 252, 252, 4. That's a main spread for EVs for, you know, like offensive, fast offensive Pokemon. So the way the formula works is Pokemon have effort value points, and it's based on their highest stat and the evolution level they're at. So for example, Roggenrola has a defense EV of 1. You kill a Roggenrola, you get 1 EV in defense. Boldore has 2. Gigalith, which you'll never see in the wild, has 3. But you can still get EV points based on trainer Pokemon too. Point is, let's say for example you want to max out the EVs of the defense stat of a Pokemon. Their base EV point is they're at 0. Each Roggenrola gives you 1. That means if you want to max out your EVs for defense, you need to kill 252 Roggenrolas because that'll max out your defense EVs. Now, if you had the Power Belt, which should be the defense one, the Power Belt gives a +4 to your EVs. So now you're getting the Roggenrola 1, and your item you're holding gives you +4. So now you have 5. So now every Roggenrola you kill, you get 5 5 EVs. Pokerus is a thing that doubles your EV, and it kind of goes against bed mass, but it does go against the bed mass formula, which is weird to say. But yes, the way it works is that the equation is base EV plus Power Bracer times Pokerus. And yes, that does go against the format that we know for order of operations. But you'll get the 1 plus the 4 from the Power Bracer, then it multiplies by 2 from Pokerus, equaling 10. So every Rock and Roller now gives you 10 EVs. Wait. Wait, something's wrong here. Wait. Generation VII. Pokemon holding this item now gains 8 attack EVs instead of 4 whenever it gains experience in battle. Oh! Oh, they buffed them. Okay. And you are right. Yes, it is 16 EVs. But I remember specifically that it does take 16 kills to max out your EVs with Pokerus and a power item. So, where's my math wrong here? My math is wrong here somewhere. This tangent isn't wrong. This tangent was wrong. Kind of, yes. I messed something up on the flow there. I fucked up. I used to do EV trading like this, so I knew exactly how many I had to kill to be done with it. I knew this. I knew this. I did. So something that gave +4 wasn't right. Yeah, that seems to be the issue there. So it should be... So yeah, it should be +8. Well, how can I say that Gen 7 onwards, the holy item gains 8 attack instead of 4 whenever it gains experience in battle. So it did used to be +4. So it did, in Gen 4, it was +4. So where's my math wrong here? Where's my math wrong here? In Gen 7, they made it so it gives you 8. So you'll get 8. 8 times 2. Fuck, man, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I did EV trading in Gen 4. Alright, someone might have to look us up, because now I can't remember. Now I can't remember. You know what else Sun and Moon did? It did not give easy access to a Destiny Knot. The only way to get Destiny Knot in Sun and Moon was to either buy one for 48 BP, or to have a Pokemon between level 50 and 59 pick one up. And just have, like, hope you find one through pickup. That's how I got one. Useful breed item, pass down their IVs. Right, the Power Bracer, the Power items also, they send down the stat in question. They do send down the stat that it's tied to in breeding. Even if anybody would have battled holding it, things sure have changed for the better nowadays compared to back when you could spend dozens of hours breeding for the right IVs and a few more hours grinding out your EVs, huh? That's a thought some trainers might have had while reminiscing with a warm smile. That's not what we did here. That's not what we did here. I don't know what we did here, but we definitely weren't reminiscing with a warm smile. Nut. Oh. Giant enemy walrus. Renko's dead. Well, fuck you, you little bastard. I got an item drop. Fairy Walnut. Nut that can restore 50 MP to a single ally. Most spells cost 2 to 4 use. To use the strongest magic costing 10, so it's surely imagine these items help magic-focused characters fight for much, much longer. Only bottleneck restricting their use is they're too pricey to casually buy and use in the early game. Okay. Withdrawal. Bye, Renko. Well, we can just leave. The game said there's no penalty to like, wiping out, but I would like my EXP to be kind of maintained. Okay, so that's a quick exploration trip finished. What did you think? Just one attack leaves me sore. I'd be down for the count and just a few hits like that. Yeah, I figured. That's why in order to avoid getting hit as much as possible, you want to do things like take out easy targets to reduce enemy numbers, or use a string of strong attacks to win fights before enemies can even move. But Constantly using everything you've got will make you run out of gas real quick. Seems like Patchy's willing to help us out at the library, so it might be a good idea to ask her to raise your endurance. It's not like Mary and I can use our gas on anything too special anyway. Ugh, hope we can at least get strong enough to master the whole beat them before they beat you thing while we're out exploring. Past that, let's see. Well, we'll have an easier time once we get a bigger exploration team. Be great if we had some sturdy like Mailing with us to act as our tank. Tank? Enemies are liable to go for wherever they can easily reach, after all. It feels like there's a bias who gets hit the most. It'd be handy to have one, right? A tank, I mean. Mailing's probably the best candidate out of everyone, but how can we get her to come? Food might be the only way, huh? Well, enough about Mailing. We might want to be careful of our formation while we explore. I'm almost definitely the toughest in the party right now, so it's probably safest if we put me to the front for the time being. While we only have a few party members, it looks like we'll have to take every bit of help we can get to reduce injuries. And return back to base often while slowly and steadily exploring further and further. Won't be all that uncommon for one of us to get defeated. We can't go treating that as a failure. For the time being, use me as a shield and just give it your best. I guess if you're offering, then maybe I'll take you up on that and stay in the back. Exploring's gonna have a gradual struggle, huh? We gotta stick with it. And maybe ask Patchy for some help too. The odds of a party getting targeted by enemy attacks varies greatly based on their position. Enemies will generally prioritize the leftmost party members, especially when using melee attacks. As such, it's important to put characters with high HP and defenses to the left that can protect frail characters with low HP to the right. The fact that targeting odds change based on your party's formation is very, very important. Try to always maintain a formation appropriate for your party's composition. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, we made it back. You didn't have to come out to meet us, you know. Oh no, no trouble at all. So you weren't able to find Churno today. Sorry, no, we couldn't. Well, we got some high standards, Aku. Are you not gonna catch her in a single day? Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Haha, don't worry, you're fine. The three of us will give it another shot tomorrow. Renko and Mary keep saying they're not confident in themselves, but they're trying their hardest, so I'm gonna have to get serious too. I just hope we aren't making things more difficult for you, Reimu. We'll have to do our best again tomorrow. We have to find Churno tomorrow. Yes, that's right, there's always tomorrow. Thank you. Aki, why do you care so much? Tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, she'll be dead. Let's do our best to look for Churno again today. Yes, right. Huh? Renko, Mary, do you remember? Do you remember that Churno went missing? What? Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? What's going on? No, it's nothing. Thank you very much. Please do your best with Churno. Right, we'll do the best we can. What's going on? Could it be that it isn't working properly on intruders that were spirited away here? Let's see. Churno's disappeared. Is that right? Huh? I heard from Akio. Churno's gone missing, she said. You two went to look for her, right? Can't let you go alone, so I'll go too. Let's do our best to find her. Yes. Let's do our best? Huh? What's going on? It's like we're on the same page, but we're also not. What's the matter? You a little scared after all? You can just tell me if you change your mind and want to stay. No, we'll go. Let's give it our all. Oh, I like your enthusiasm. Yep. Let's give it our all. Alright, let's head out and look for Churno right away. What is a strange feeling? Let's get a level. Reimu can't level up because she's level 6, but Renko can. 11 EXP, all stats up. Cool. I'm gonna play a little more. Begin exploring. I'm gonna play a little more, chat. Probably like one more run of the dungeon. I didn't mean for the game to, you know, take 2 hours to actually get to the game. But we're gonna have a lot of in and out going on here. So I'll do one more little run of it. Just kind of clear out more squares and then I'll come back to this. I will definitely come back to this. I think this is pretty cool. The demo's long. I do like it enough to play more of it, which, frankly, I was a little worried. Because when the game started, and it was just like, I clicked start game, and the game was like, alright, level 40 Sumireko, fight battle. And I was just like, ugh! Like, I didn't know what anything did at all. And I was kind of overwhelmed to a point where I was kind of taking the piss out of it. But now the game explained itself. So I feel a little more confident about it. Besides, I could probably move this ice out of the way if I put some time into it, but I don't want to. No, I'll die if I lift heavy things, because I'm Reimu. Welcome to the Shake Shack. How can I help you? He burnt my shake. Well, okay. Just a free slap. That's just a free slap. Well, I did get a rare drop. I got a potion or something like that. From the, I assume the nut. But I need to look at the nut to actually see it. I'm used to shitty drop rates. Sophiados was full of them. Oh my god, Sophiados was full of them. Fucking moron. Oh wait, there's a little bit more to explore over there by the chest. Let me go do that first. Map completion equals bonus reward. Okay. Well, that's another free hit, actually. Just bang. Item drop. Frozen frog. CLD plus 48. A giant frozen frog, completely in ice. Almost certainly one of Cherno's works of art. Freezing unusual things with her power and throwing them at people is part of Cherno's everyday life. But in a sense, you could say that a fact actually makes any of Cherno's art pieces that haven't been thrown and shattered quite the precious object. It's just a stupid frog. It's not just a frog. It's a toad. Hold on, there's a whole area over there that I didn't explore. There's also like that boss tile, but like, come on, we'll deal with that after. We'll deal with that after. We gotta go down here first. Look at this. Look at these tiles I gotta explore. Alright, we explored those tiles. Hell yeah, we did. Alright, let's go to the important shiny objective. There it is. Okay, look. Let me see. Okay, so this thing dropped Mana Flower, which was its rare drop. But it's not even its rarest drop. Its rarest drop is the Inharmonious gear set. So I got a rare drop. That's cool. Schmack it. That thing's gonna go up. Alright. And we'll get a chain of 2 at least. Because Renko and Maribel. So when you're a high enough level that... Yeah, when you're a high enough level that you one-shot things, you don't get chain bonuses. But if you're playing the game and you're staying like within your range, you will get bonuses. So you're not incentivized to grind in earlier... Like, you can grind in places where you one-shot, but it kind of incentivizes you to... But that's also a reason why you'd want to lower your levels, right? Changes how many battles you did in a row. Oh, never mind then. Never mind. So, okay, so you are just rewarded for... That makes sense, actually, because you're limited in how much you can do battle by your TP gauge. So the more battles you do, the better your bonuses are. I think that's pretty cool, actually, because odds are your TP will run, your units will decay, and then you'll have a better chance of finding, getting reward and getting specific EXP at that point. I think that's a cool mechanic. Hard pine candy that may or may not toughen up your body's core. Probably does. Believe that it works as you suck on it, and it will. Alright, okay. Well, let's go to the event tile. La-di-do-da-day. Ah. Renko, look up on top of those rocks. Oh, sheep. Huh? Oh, there's a herd over there. Look, the lambs are trying their best to climb the cliff. They're so cute. Wow, I'm surprised they even climbed those rocks. Alright, Mei-ling would probably be happy if I told her about this. So Mei-ling likes animals too? Nope, she's just been grumbling about wanting to eat some meat lately. It's our chance. Catching sheep? Yeah, she could probably manage that. These sheep might work as bait to lure her into coming with us. Why is it, I wonder? Why does having this talk while watching those adorable lambs feel so awful? New objective. Talk to Mei-ling. Tell her that there's lamb in there. Ask her to get the sauce. Alright, well now I guess I just kind of want to... I kind of want to just fight enemy until my TP is down. Well. That's okay, because I have this move. This move kills you. Rare item drop. Oh, so you can actually see if you got the drop when you killed them. I didn't even notice that. It does that in Sophiados too, actually. You can see when the item drops. Granted, I don't know what drops. I just know it's rare. What I get? Counter Scarf. An accessory that lets you dash by double tapping the arrow keys. In a world where early game bosses have gained the ability to move movement predicting dashes typically limited to only some endgame bosses, you won't be playing a game at all unless you can reliably dodge them with dashes and hooks. This might sound like a joke, but don't worry, after a few hundred deaths, you'll find yourself naturally using dashes to dodge. Chat, I don't know what that's a reference to. A dash by double tapping arrow keys. Terraria. Oh. I've never played Terraria. Terraria, to me, is a game that I feel like I would play for, like, 20 seconds. And just kind of get bored. That's a bad thing to say, maybe, but I think it's true. I think I would probably get really bored really fast. Because I got bored of Minecraft instantly. Instantly. Ooh. Ooh, the Minecraft fans were not eating good when Streamer got his hands on Minecraft. Alright, well, it bit me, stupid fucker. Oh, I can just punch you anyway. Look at that chain. Terraria has dungeon and things to do. So does Minecraft. Minecraft also has things to do. I just got bored of it really fast. Does it? Yes, there's like 3 different endgames you can do for that. Well, I'm standing in a tree. No, I'm behind it. I'm just behind it, don't worry. Wait a minute. Forest Flower Fairy. Do I get info on you? I do. 0.8% chance for a healing blossom. You're weak to fire and cold. You're also weak to physical and dark. Takedown bonus 200. Defeat this enemy while it's afflicted with paralysis will increase EXP money and drop rates. I can't affect paralysis. But, noted. It resists that, but it's okay, because... Renko, go punch that child. You missed. You did 0 damage. You did 0 damage. Okay, Maribel. Okay, well, Reimu's TP just dropped to 3 because of that, and that's just fantastic. Well, that's fine. She's got 2 more fights in her, based on how the next encounter here goes. Alright. Renko is now bleeding. Great. I'm tired of my friends bleeding! Well, it's now time to leave the dungeon. Well, Renko still got the EXP because she was still part of the fight. But now she's leaving because she got knocked out. And now I'm leaving because there's no reason to be here anymore. There you go. Controller didn't work. My controller was not being picked up by this game. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like it's difficult to use keyboard for a game like this, but I don't know why my controller didn't work. Alright, I must go to the classy lounge and speak to Mailing. Fruits, nuts, herbs, just a bit of egg. Okay, now a little of the seasoning I found. Wait, how old is this? Whatever. I guess this is about all I can get from the light stroll. It's not bad, but I still like some meat. Meat, chock full of animal protein. There you go, talking about meat again. She really was unironically chanting meat to herself just now, huh? In that case, we have good news for you, Mailing. I don't really want to tell her, but... Come on, Renko, you'll happily eat it if it's on your plate at dinner. A little ways in the forest, there was this cliff, rock wall, something like that. And we saw them wandering around. You saw what? Sheep? They looked like sheep at least. They were probably sheep. Oh, now that's some good news. Show me right away, please. That was way too easy. Come on, nobody can resist the allure of meat. Leave catching him to me. I'm pretty capable when it comes to physical strength. Thank you for the raid, crazy German otaku. You don't want my Fumo. She sits on my shelf unperturbed. I know, that's why I came to you. That's right, you get it, Reimu. Actually, I paid for my rat, chat. My rat is now paid for, and she'll be on the way at some point. If we're going into the forest, maybe I'll gather some other ingredients while we're there. Other ingredients? Well, it's a forest. They might be... they might be fruits and grasses, right? I can only find so much by walking around here after all. Oh, I didn't know you'd be gathering ingredients. I don't think I ordered Hina. I don't think I ordered Hina. To be honest, I haven't been paying much attention to the Fumo market. I might have missed an entire set of Fumos. Oh well. I got a rat on the way. Just felt so giddy standing here in the kitchen. I've always had an interest in cooking, but I was never allowed in the kitchen at the mansion. Right, there are a lot of maids there after all. Guess they can't just let the gatekeeper be the one to cook meals. But hey, if you're willing to take on the busy work of prepping our food, you're more than welcome. Woohoo, I guess I'll stick with you then, and I'll help look for Chirno too. Well, if I feel like it. Hold on now, that's our main goal, alright? Haha, well, I'll be in the lounge until you need me. If you ever want to bring me along, call me using the swap party members option, okay? Now that Mei Ling has joined the party, you can destroy any small ice chunks in the way of the dungeon. Continue past where you couldn't before and explore further. Furthermore, you've unlocked the ability to search for ingredients in the dungeon. From now on, whenever you enter a dungeon, ingredients will spawn at random that you can pick up. You can use ingredients you find as break items, or you can use them to prepare superior break items in the lounge. Either way, they'll surely aid in your adventure in all sorts of ways. Be sure to use ingredients and break items in your advantage as you explore the dungeon. Oh, right, I forgot I had to read this. Okay, hold on. You don't need Mei Ling in your party. Well, why wouldn't I have her in the party? I got a spot for her anyway. She's technically here. Mei Ling's first appearance was in the 6th Touhou project game Embodiment of Scarlet Devil released in 2002, where she stood in Reimu and Marissa's way. Afterwards, she appeared as a playable character in the fighting games Immaterial Missing Power and Hiso Tensoku. You're not wrong, but there's something disingenuous about that statement. Just a bit. Mei Ling is a yokai who serves as the gatekeeper for the Scarlet Devil Mansion, a red western-style mansion that sits upon the shores of a lake in Gensokyo. Mei Ling possesses the ability to use ki, allowing her to manipulate Qigong in various ways. She excels at using it to provide a flashy and colorful display in battle, where her Tai Chi proficiency shines. Being a yokai, Mei Ling is quite sturdy physically. She's quite mild-natured and is often depicted as interacting with others gently and politely, provided they're not intruders trying to gain access to the mansion uninvited. There's supposedly been rare instances of her falling asleep standing up while guarding the mansion's gate. Mei Ling's defenses aren't particularly high, but her HP is quite good, letting her usually withstand any kind of attack. Though weak, she also possesses self-healing capabilities and can be quite durable if you disregard her offensive capabilities and focus on defenses. Mei Ling's attack stat isn't particularly low or anything, but she needs to take some turns to build up Qigong buffs in order to excel offensively. If you intend to keep using her after gaining more allies, just keep in mind that she tends to have a slow start in battle. It's kind of like, well, she's not like Yomu. She's not like Yomu, but like Yomu and Safidos, when you wanted Yomu to do damage, you had to spend a couple turns getting your self buffs up. The most annoying thing about Safidos regarding that was that when you had more than 5 buffs, you didn't get to choose what buff got overwritten. So actually applying all of Yomu's buffs was not really possible. Because if you wanted all the good buffs plus her buffs, you couldn't really put the critical buff on her, because you would overwrite one of the other buffs you need. She was really strong, but like, I wish I could put another buff on her. Manage the party lineup. Wait, swap party members. Oh, Mei Ling. How do I swap? I guess if I swap here. Oh, that's annoying. I just wanted to move everybody down. There we go. Mei Ling's up front because she's, well, she's low level. She's low level. Oh, honestly, I guess she needs to grow a little bit before I do that, so. I'll put her second, so she'll still be the order of... Reimu's still the one who just takes things. Surprising amount of evasion, actually. Rainbow's still the one who's gonna take things because she's level 6, but Mei Ling will eventually become the main focus for that. All right. Oh, she can go up 2 levels right now. Actually, it costs EXP to do it. It's not like a threshold. So she has 38, so she can go up 2 levels. But I can choose to only go up by 1. Well, I don't know what else you use EXP for, mind you, but she's still not as sturdy as Reimu. But she did get a lot closer all of a sudden. Like, she's now tied in her HP. That level up actually fucking mattered. That put her very close to Reimu, but Reimu is still better in terms of taking hits, so it's okay to leave her for now like that. So do I have any equipment? No main equipment. Sub-equipment. So you can equip any of this as sub-equipment and get a small little bonus. And I guess you can... Oh god. Alright. Items. Edit formation. Spend points to feel leveling to gain new skills. Oh god, there's a skill tree! Ah! I can't even touch these until I'm level 10. How does this work? Spend skill points gained via leveling to gain new skills. Browse only in dungeons. So you can't learn skills in dungeons. Can you guys get anything? Eager support. Restore 6 MP to the target. Increase their turn gauge by 1200. Has 50% chance to cure terrified silent. Okay. Reading the stars. Increase the speed at which the encounter rate rises in dungeons by 20% and increases each frontliner's gauge by 800 at the start of battle. That's like a passive skill, I assume. First aid. Target single ally heal. I have 3 points. So that's just... So the restoration power is based on her attack and magic together. Okay, and you can just not learn it. You can just unlearn it if you don't want it. It's just that easy. So giving her first aid is good. Hazy barrier defense. Support action. Damage taken minus 20% one time. She has an attack that uses darkness and increases Mary's terrified silent death and debuff resistance by 12 points. I'd rather give her an attack right now. What's Mei Ling got? So Mei Ling has... We got combo. Grants Mei Ling a one-time 100% basic attack damage buff upon using the focus command. So using focus increases her her basic attack. Restorative, so that heals 25% of her attack. It's a heal. One-time 10% damage debuff when using focus. Increase all stats by 6 for each other frontliner possessing the same skill. Okay, alright. So there's thematically like that. So I guess the best bet here right now is to just actually have attacks. So it's probably best I just have attacks. And Reimu has this already, so I can turn it off. So it's 1 to 3 MP to each frontliner upon finishing a battle. Triggers even if Reimu is in the rear. Well, that's just handy in general, and I assume it's passive. So I can just turn that on. Support action. The thing is, I noticed in this game, you can't grind weak battles to heal because you lose TP no matter what. You always lose 1 TP on a full wipe. If you run, you lose a fuck ton of TP. So, there's that. There's Barrier Talisman and Recovery Talisman. There's 10% regen HP. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright. You can respawn any time, so as long as you're not in a dungeon. Break. Food. So I can equip items that we can eat in the dungeon. I don't have any though. Options. Allow input when inactive. High boss pattern display. Disable hit stop. Full screen VSync damage summary. I think that's all fine. Why do I have 193 sen? What is 193 sen? Is that like Is that the money we use in this world? I thought we used Mon. I thought Mon was the main currency of Gensokyo. Yeah, I know it's money, but I've never heard Sen. I've heard Yen. I've heard Mon. What is Sen? Sen is a smaller, older unit of currency. Oh. I thought we were using Mon. Alright, chat. Well, there's more game to play. But not right now, because it's been almost 3 hours. Return me to the title. Woo! Load save data and resume where you left off. No. Yeah, I will play more of this, chat. 100 sen is 1 yen. That's small. Wow, that's small. I will play more of this. The demo is actually quite long. That's the reason why I originally put an hour. I put a 2-hour cap on it because I was worried I wouldn't. If I didn't enjoy it, I didn't want to commit to it. But it's actually really cool, and I would like to check more of it out. Again, it's gonna get harder, more complex, and I'm gonna probably bitch and moan. And I'm not gonna play the game right because why would I play the game right? But I think I understand it well enough to handle it. I hope. And I'm willing to give it more tries. Up to the point where I put in so much time I have to finish it, even if I start despising it. That's all. But yeah, I think I will try to finish this demo. Does this mean I'm going to play Labyrinth of Touhou 1 or 2? Not really right now. Because those games are long. Those games are very long. And I assume that they're not as beginner friendly as this one is. But I used to say there's no chance I would play those games. But I don't think I can say that anymore. But they are definitely the kind of game that if I say I'm going to play it, it means I'm going to play it for like a billion years. Remember, Sophitos is like 40 parts. That game took forever. That game took forever, and I couldn't play Devil Would Decline, which is honestly a shame. I don't know if I could even get away with playing that one now. My computer hasn't done that thing it does in quite some time, but all it takes is one game to. And the big issue with that one was that when my computer did that in that game, it crashed the game, and then it made the frame rate awful, so I'd have to restart my entire PC. And at that point, I was like, I'm not doing that, because if that happens in a boss fight, and then I have to do the boss fight over again, I'm just not going to want to play the game ever again. So, I have no fix for that. So that game is on a permanent hiatus until I get a new computer. That's essentially what it is. Do I need a new computer? No, yes. Yesn't. But I did want to play more of that. I just could not reasonably do so. Anyway, more of that at some point. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not Friday, possibly Friday actually. Maybe. We will see. We'll see how I feel. But there will be more of that, I promise.